The lovely local ladies of heart with Magic Man. We had David Bowie and Grateful Dead before that on this free concert Friday. That's right, we are giving tickets away to see Dead and Company, so keep that in mind. Amanda J, and I'm out the door because the morning show, of course, takes over next.
In Federal Way, we are seeing some stop and go traffic on I-5 northbound between 320th Street and South Center Parkway. And over in Sumner, you're also going to hit some bad traffic on State Route 167 northbound between Highway 410 and 277th Street. This traffic report was brought to you by Taco Bell. These rumors about the Illuminati might be true. Taco Bell's new $1 breakfast stacker is way more delicious than dollar food should be. 3 layers of eggs and cheese wrapped in a warm tortilla for just $1? How? Try the $1 breakfast stacker for yourself today. I'm Derek, and that's your look at traffic on 102.5 KZOK.
This is Tori with your weather report brought to you by Staples. It's currently 41 in Seattle under mostly cloudy skies, highs in the upper 40s today, and scattered showers throughout the morning and afternoon. Staples has great prices on everything you need to print. Now get up to $121 off select HP OfficeJet Pro printers as HP celebrates 30 years of helping small businesses succeed. Ends 120. Restrictions may apply. See staples.com for details. Staples, it's pro time. Now to Danny and Sarah on 102.5 KZOK.
It's lies, I tell you, all lies. Wow. That sounded more crazy than I had anticipated it to. I guess I'm still getting used to the equipment and that I'm possessed. Let's see. It is 5:47. I'm Danny Bonaducci. This is KZOK. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Fantastic. How are you?
I'm very upset and weirded out and not happy at all. Hi, Paul.
Hi.
How you doing?
Much better than you.
Yeah, apparently. Hey, kids, how you guys doing there?
Doing great.
Wonderful.
All right, there we go. So I just borrowed a quarter from Derek, which I feel bad about because nobody in here had a quarter for a soda. Sodas are only a quarter.
Plus, that's like 25% of his income.
Right, and a normal soda is like $1.25 out of machines. So I asked everybody, and nobody had a quarter. And then Derek had a quarter, and he not only had it, he just said, "Sure, man." I reached in front of him; it was already out, and I realized I'm taking his soda quarter.
That's his cherry Coke
He
quarter.
had it all ready to go.
I worked really hard last night for that quarter. You have no
I
idea.
bet, man, and they fall right out of your underwear. So I go to the thing, and we've discussed what makes Pib extra. Pib extra, and it's a little more caffeine, isn't it, or a little more sugar?
They say they put cinnamon in it, and I can't taste it.
All right, well, they put... Well, okay, good. Let's establish then that the fine people at Mr. Pibb are big, fat liar faces.
They are,
because I'll tell you what, can you tell from there what I'm actually drinking?
No, I can't. Oh, it's a cherry Coke.
It's a cherry Coke. Why is it a cherry Coke?
Because you push Pib Extra and a cherry Coke came
yeah,
out?
I pushed Pibb Extra. There's a big sign. You can't miss it. It's not like this is operator error.
Yeah.
I put in the quarter. That's my quarter impersonation. I pushed Pib Extra, and now comes a cherry Coke, which on the bright side, though, is delicious.
Yeah, they're great.
I'll give it that.
Cherry Coke's fantastic.
I wasn't ready for it, though. You know how your mouth is ready for one thing and get another at first?
Boy,
It doesn't
do I
matter.
ever.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how good and how wonderful it is. It's the wrong thing. I always use Coca-Cola versus a glass of milk, and that almost never happens, but it's what I got. You think you're getting either milk or a Coke, and you get the opposite.
Yeah,
It's
yogurt,
like,
sour cream.
Oh, it's like you got flipped out acid in your mouth for a second. You go, oh, it's still good. It's just the wrong thing.
Matt did that to me the other day. He went to this noodle place I think you go to, Danny, in the U District. And it's there's ones in Shanghai, like it's real deal Chinese noodles.
Yeah.
And I cannot remember the name of it. It's got a weird name. But he says, these noodles are so good. And I said, okay, are they hot or cold? He says, they're hot. And I put them in my mouth, and guess what they were?
Cold.
Cold. I was so mad at him. I wanted to stab him in the eye with my chopstick.
How does he not know the difference?
I
Because you
think-
could say they're beef and they turn out to be pork, and those mistakes are made. But hot versus cold,
Yeah, maybe he was high and didn't tell me.
maybe that will totally happen. Every time I go out with Matt, he's too high to tell what's hot. Yeah. So let's see. I got a ton of. I don't know if we're going out of town for the weekend. Maybe I was trying to empty my fridge, but I've got a slice of pizza, fruit salad, and 3 smoked scallops.
Breakfast of
On my
champions.
breakfast for today.
That's a weird breakfast.
It is an odd breakfast, but I got to tell you, I almost broke up with Amy last night. I don't know if she knows that. She seemed very sleepy this morning. But Amy has lost all privileges at ordering pizza, which is a huge drag for me because I don't want to order pizza. I don't want to do anything. I want to say, hey, and here comes Steve Slayton. So we'll say, okay, but I'm done. You know,
9:20 something in the morning.
I don't have
Your
any
day is
responsibility.
over.
Completely, unless somebody is going to give me money for something, I'll do that.
Yeah, okay.
Why has she lost privileges?
Because she orders terrible pizza, and there's too many weird, stupid combinations today to make it like some kind of accident I will accept. Oh,
Is it a topping issue?
I got it. Yeah.
Well, you said the mac and cheese one was okay.
Mac and cheese one was great, but a mistake. It's not pizza. I don't know what it is. It's the Danish. I'm not sure what it is. But so she ordered last night. Now my pizza. Here's what I'm going to order: pizza, sausage and mushrooms.
Yum.
That's it. Yum.
Yeah.
And boy, man, you add one more ingredient, even if it's a yum ingredient, and now you're just piling on weird flavors that mostly don't go together. And she'll get like the meat lovers or something stupid. It's got 9 ingredients. That's not pizza. That's a quiche.
Yeah.
And I don't want it. So I may have been asleep. I don't know, because it's really a thing. The pressure is on this lady when it's ordering pizza. Please, I don't want you to do it. So she
So
ordered
this has been like an ongoing
for a long time.
problem you
Yeah.
guys
But
have
she
had.
ordered 3 terrible pizzas in a row. And
But
we
you berate her. You get mad at her.
I don't enjoy, but I take a slice where I normally take half a pizza. It's obvious, my displeasure when she puts spinach and chicken butt or something, and I don't eat a lot of it. She might know I didn't like it. So last night she ordered mushrooms and sausage on half of it. Okay, home run, almost no matter who makes it. And this was, you can probably tell this is going to go well because I'm saying the name of the company. Pagliacci's?
Yeah.
Is that the one?
Pagliacci's.
Pagliacci's couldn't be yummier. Just, man, it was good. And then the other half was potato and chicken.
What?
Yes, what? That's exactly what I said. You say it, Paul.
What?
I think I just broke up with Amy.
Totally.
Potato's the new thing that they're putting on pizza a lot. I don't get it.
Well, I will tell you
Gross.
this to my great surprise. So good.
So you still
So-
eat it, even if it
No.
comes and it's not pizza. You-
I don't eat it. And
How
I
do you know
pout.
it's good?
No, I mean I take the bite. Didn't we just talk about this with the chicken butts? I take a bite of it and then I frown and I leave it out and I don't eat any. That's how I protest.
Okay.
This one I ate it all. As a matter of fact, the only reason I may have eaten more of the mushroom sausage was not because it was better. The potato chicken was so rich. Oh, that you almost like 2 pieces was all you could do. Let's move over to the other one, and it was just yummy. But now I wonder what else she's lying to me about.
But Paul, you've noticed that the potato is a new trend on pizza?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never ordered it, but
It's good, man.
Do they do regular like red sauce or is it like a white sauce?
No, there was a white sauce
Like
on
a
the
cream
potato
sauce, yeah.
and a red sauce on the sausage
Yeah. Okay.
mushroom. Yeah, but both fantastic. And they, like I said, the potato was so rich because I didn't even notice the chicken at first. I just know you got a potato pizza, and then which was so awesome and good and yummy. And then they only put the chicken like on the first 3 inches of the pizza, so there's 2 inches of slice that don't really have chicken on them.
Okay.
So you just go, ooh, potato, ooh, yummy potato. Ooh, new weirdness. Ready to get mad all over again. And no potato with chicken, totally yummy. So the point of all this, kids, is if you feel the need to experiment with pizza, I think that you should. Be careful. It's dangerous out there. But order something, half of something that you dig,
Yeah, that makes sense.
and go with potato for the other half, or something like that. And then once you get up to 5 ingredients, it doesn't matter. It's stew at that point. Don't do it. 2, 3
It's a
ingredients
casserole.
done, and then you will do it now. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for a special concert announcement. We did this yesterday. This one's just as special. Let's go back to the studio with Sarah Morning Show.
Drum roll, please.
Okay.
Here it is.
There you go.
I thought there was going to be like something at the very end.
Like, hurrah!
Yeah.
All right, now you got it.
Call up.
Yesterday, we broke the news that Dead & Company are playing the Gorge on June 29th, and we are doing it again. Journey, Def Leppard will launch a nationwide tour together. Gorge, at the Gorge, September 29th. Tickets will go on Saturday, February.
Can't even keep track of it anymore. We've been giving away so more tickets. So that's cool. And by the way, I've seen Def Leppard all over the country. They're, I know them personally fairly well. That is a wonderful show, and you'll be shocked. I saw them with Poison, Def Leppard and Poison. Poison had 4 songs I knew the words to. Def Leppard has 25 songs you know the words to.
So Journey and Def Leppard, the Gorge, September 29th. A bald eagle died after being found shot Wednesday near Snohomish.
It better not have been the one I saw. Because I'm claiming the bald eagle I saw outside our window. I'm kind of claiming that.
I'm guessing it wasn't.
What? Tacoma's not far as the eagle flies.
Snohomish. Yeah, it's a little bit further, and they have a lot. That's a great place to go up if you want to see lots of bald eagles.
Or shoot at them, apparently. But you take my bald eagle I saw the other day right outside this window.
Yeah.
I think he could be at Snoqualmie Casino throwing it down on black within 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So that could have been my eagle. I'm very upset. I really actually kind of took it personally. I just seen an eagle and kind of freaked out even on the air.
Yeah.
I did kind of take it personally when I saw this poor thing.
Well, it's a terrible thing to have been perpetrated. They believe this was done intentionally. They're trying to figure out who it was. They believe that this shooting happened about 11:30 on Wednesday near Roosevelt Road and U.S. Route 2 between Monroe and Snohomish. They don't have any leads in this shooting and are now asking the public for help. Killing a bald eagle is a state and federal crime that carries up to a year in jail. They have a reward that was $1,000. It is now up to $2,000. You can report a tip to the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service or to the Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife, but they are encouraging someone to come forward.
The poor majestic baby made it all night. What are the odds? Somebody saw it happen. Somebody heard the boom, looked up, saw an American eagle take one to the body and fall from the sky. Call the vets or whoever you call, and they took it home and they operated and they did all stuff on it. And there's pictures of the eagle going, "Hey, save me! I'm an eagle." And then they go, "Okay, I think you're going to be good." And then it dies overnight. I'm so mad at somebody. Yeah. And now, wasn't that the day I saw my eagle?
Wednesday?
No, that was last week or earlier this week. But this was.
My story would have been way better if you'd have said yes.
Oh, yes.
I mean, I'm sure
too late now. You had your chance
saw
of greatness.
Once you saw, but you saw your eagle. It could have lived for days after you saw it.
Right, that could have. But the bastard shot it.
A Washington man still reeling from his brother's decade-old prank set his parents' home on fire this week as revenge for the assault.
Always funny.
Yep.
What's always funny?
Who knows a better prank than setting your parents' house on fire? I mean, come on. It's a chuckle every time, right?
You know, people play pranks all the time, but sometimes it really makes a negative impact on somebody and they don't get over
pranks,
it.
For the most part, I can't say all pranks, but a ton, 97.5% of pranks are bad and terrible and mean-spirited.
Well, this was his brother.
Right.
Okay, two brothers. 10 years ago, he tooted on his brother's head.
Right?
Yeah. Who hasn't done that?
That's standard procedure.
10 years later, he still held a grudge and lit their house on fire. The prank was tooting on his brother's head.
You know, when Dante was a very little boy, like 5, maybe even younger, I tooted on his head. We were doing stuff to each other. He was, punching me. We were, father and son, horseplay stuff. So I farted on his head. And he went hysterical and started punching me. He's like, only 5. But after about a minute of, calm down, Dante, I realized he's gone berserk.
Yeah.
He was so, I'm going, I'm sorry. And Amy's helping me to hold him. Like, apparently there's some people you just shouldn't fart on.
Police say Joel Cruz, age 29, was alone inside of his parents' home in Yakima when his anger reignited from his brother, Tootin, 10 years ago.
His brother, Tootin? What a silly name.
Joel Cruz placed a pot of vegetable oil on the stove with the burner on high and then ran out of the home before a blaze erupted. The home was visibly torched, black smoke residue in and around the windows.
That's how I know a new pope has been elected.
They took him to the hospital for a psychiatric evaluation.
That's probably a good call.
Bet they released him.
They said that they were attempting to just take him to the regular hospital, but they said there's something going on here.
Yeah,
there's something more going on than just toots or farts.
Well, that's common.
Yeah.
Tootin' common. Come on. You try that without pulling a muscle.
How does that even hurt the other brother? Did he live in the parents' house?
Yes.
That it burned down?
Yeah. So that was exacting revenge for
He could have
10-year-old
lit a
farts.
toot that went crazy.
Yeah.
On my third date with Amy, somehow something came up about her having no brothers. I said, so you never saw anybody light a toot? And she said, that doesn't even really work, does it? And I went, oh, watch this young lady for a treat.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't say
And there was
anything.
a fourth date?
I didn't. Yeah, I know.
That's amazing.
Shocking on this girl.
Health officials are warning about a potentially tainted batch of shredded coconut after 25 people got sick, including 4 in Western Washington.
Well, you shouldn't put on your taint.
Just doesn't sound very
The husk,
sanitary.
it does. It's not like he's going to itch. Come on, Seth. Don't let this happen.
Oh, it's Friday already.
I know what that means.
I thought
Wait.
it was Taint Talk Tuesday. Experts say
No, it ain't. It's Friday.
Taint mine.
Wait, no. Try it again. We didn't quite hear it.
I don't know. I was like halfway through. I thought there's 9 better ways to go with taint talk.
Experts say coconut tree brand frozen shredded coconut could be contaminated with salmonella. The
Well, if you put it there, for sure.
The Food and Drug Administration says Evershing International Trading Company is now recalling the 16-ounce packs. The product was sold in Oregon and Washington. If you have coconut tree frozen shredded coconut, throw it away.
Are you shocked when you hear about a recall like this? If you have whatever kind of shredded coconut, send it back. Apparently, 1,600,000 things have been sold. What? Buying this? I'm always thinking that.
Turkish authorities had to use a large crane to lift a passenger plane that skidded off the runway in northern Turkey and stopped on the side of a slope just inches away from the Black Sea. Pegasus Airlines, it was a Boeing 737, almost 200 people on board, overshot the runway while landing, and then just like you would see in a movie, almost in like a cartoon,
Right.
like teetering on the edge, just sort of seesawing back and forth.
Yeah, I saw it. It was crazy. And you know what? If you're going to open an airline, and this I think goes for a lot of people, not just Pegasus, but I don't think your mascot, if you will, should be any kind of creature that needs to flap in order to fly
Yeah.
and has hooves. I don't think, oh, we get on that's going to be safe. But I used to get on the Shamu planes all the time,
Yeah.
and I don't think Shamu can fly at all, especially now.
Point.
Yeah.
A Texas police department warned drivers to steer clear of the icy roads. They have had such crazy weather, and this storm that really hit yesterday and the day before hit the south worse than like New York, Washington, D.C., Boston,
was
where
crazy.
they usually get the brunt of it. They said actually it was worse in the south. In Texas, the police department posted to Facebook, we've got freezing temperatures in San Antonio, hazardous, icy roads. Do not go out unless it's an emergency, don't go out on the roads. Essential employees only. Well, one guy wrote, "Can y'all write me a note for work?" Surprisingly, the police department did.
Oh, wow.
Dear Justin's boss, the roads are bad and are going to get worse, much worse. Please let him stay home, warm and safe, and enjoy some Hulu or some cool new shows on Netflix. And he needs a raise. He rocks. Respectfully, Deputy Chief B. Ure. So he showed it to his bosses and said, "Thanks, guys. I got the day off."
Wow, that is super cool. And they went way out of their way. Like
Yeah.
he doesn't even have to feel guilty about just being an idiot and eating Cheetos and watching TV.
Man, I hope that guy gets a raise, too.
Me too.
They asked for one. They have guns.
It's true.
The banking company Wells Fargo
Yeah.
has made a lot of news for the past few years for all the wrong reasons.
And not great news either, because they're my bank. And I think, they stop being my bank? They're doing bad things. But it's a hassle to say, okay, give me all my money back.
Well, especially if you are told there's no more money in your account.
Okay, I'm now fully paying attention. What?
There was a glitch, and that glitch emptied the bank account of several Wells Fargo customers. They looked at their accounts. You know, online, you periodically go and look and see what you got in there, make sure everything's all copacetic. All the money was gone. They have acknowledged something's wrong. They said, "We are currently working to correct it, and we will try to fix this as soon as possible. Any fees that occur as a result of this will be taken care of. We're sorry."
Oh, we've ruined your life, but there won't be a charge.
We won't charge you
Wow.
$30 every time
I'd be
you
out
try
of,
to do
I'd be out of my
Yeah.
mind. I'd be out of my
yeah.
mind.
Well, and you probably wouldn't even notice at first, right? So say, Paul, you have Wells Fargo and you go shopping and to buy food for Jelly Bean.
Yeah,
You're declined.
right.
There's no money in your bank. Or you write a check for
Right.
whatever.
And it
That-
bounces. Yeah.
Potato
that
pizza.
bounces. Potato pizza bounces. So you're all of a sudden told you've got no money and you're accruing charges for all of your
Right.
bounced
No, I'd
checks.
be
You're
out of my mind.
freaking out. Yeah.
Well, maybe if you bank with them, you might want to
Because, you know, I worry about that. I've started keeping my eye on the stock market. I have some money in the stock market. I think you're kind of foolish if you don't, but and bonds especially because they don't go too belly up. But I've been watching the stock market just go out of control. I guess I've made some money. I asked my accountant. He said, "Yeah, no, you're doing fine. You've averaged 8%. which made me question because the market's done 22%. Why have I only done 8? But I think he plays it safe. I'm coming up on 60. Let's not gamble now.
Right.
But now, 26,000, the Dow Jones, is it going to crash? Is it going to go crazy? Are none of us going to have any money?
No, but it'll correct at some point.
I know, and I don't want it to. I want it to just send me money.
It's not going to go to zero like your Wells Fargo account.
Okay, that's good. I don't want it to. Because it's 26,000 right now, and when Amy and I are married, no offense to Amy, but that's how I remember the date, it went down to 7%, 7,000.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And since Amy and I have known each other the last 12 years, it's now back up to 26. Something weird's got to happen.
Pretty good growth.
Yeah, it is. I wish somebody had said that to me in life. That's fine growth, Andy. It'll be great.
A terrible story making news. This is Sioux City, Iowa, and a man and a woman run a honey farm, Wild Hill Honey Farm. And when you run a honey farm, as Paul knows, what do you need?
Bees.
Bees. Paul knows.
Yeah, get honey
because
without the bees, yeah.
You tried doing this for a while, didn't you?
I did, yeah, and the bees kept dying, and that wasn't very good.
It's because you're milking them too hard.
Yeah, that's probably why.
Well, to run any sort of honey business, you need a whole lot of bees. In this town, 2 boys, 12 and 13, went to this farm and killed all the bees.
Why'd they do that?
They are trying to figure that out.
Oh, I think because they were young boys. That's why.
Yeah.
Because they're stupid.
Yep.
Yeah, they went and destroyed 50 hives. Then the bees had nowhere to go. Some of the bees had fled. Then they came back and there was nowhere to go. They all froze to death or got burned up when the kids destroyed their hives.
Oh, they
the
set
hives on
fire
fire?
to the hives.
Some of it was fire. Some of it was vandalism. And these kids, 12 and 13, being charged with 3 felonies.
Yeah, not that much will come of it except mommy and daddy are going to probably have to pay a lot of money. But, nobody
Yeah,
got
honey is so expensive.
so expensive. Nobody's dead. A couple of teenage boys. Mommy and daddy are going to end up paying 25 grand or whatever it is. I don't know what.
60.
Wow.
60 grand.
Well, that's not an
$60,000.
outrageous guess on my part. Yeah, 60 grand?
Yeah.
Fine, the little bastards, make them pay.
Who does that?
Teenage boys. I think we've talked about this on the show. I used to pull up to a perfectly in my car. I'd pull up to a perfectly manicured yard in some guy's front yard and hit the gas and do
Yeah.
a donut. If somebody
Crazy.
did that to one single potted plant of mine now, I would track that boy down and there'd be
Right.
problems.
Someone who called herself a psychic, who had charged an elderly woman $3.5 million for exorcisms and spiritual cleansings, has been sentenced now for evading taxes. 41-year-old Sally Ann Johnson was sentenced to 2 years and 2 months in prison. She must repay the woman and pay $725,000 to the IRS.
And will this lady be able to do any of that? Don't they send it right to their criminal organizations?
I don't know what she did with this money.
She sent it to the Tiny Bimbos. That's actually the name of the big gypsy psychic group that's running wild in the nation right now.
Yeah.
Tiny Bimbos. What a terrible name. Like some of them are big.
They should fire their PR guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Prosecutors said she did not report the income. She tried to hide the money to avoid paying taxes, and that's how they get you. It was bad enough that she was stealing money from this woman for exorcisms
Yeah.
and spiritual cleansing.
We should have some
$3.5
crazy psychic up here.
We should.
Psychics are fun. I used to have a psychic on the radio all the time. It was always fun. They were always wrong, but it was always fun.
Right.
I used to have this lady when I lived in Detroit because she was local to Detroit, but you'd see her on the national talk shows, and she would do this. Is there someone with an R name? Well, yeah.
The
of
Log
course
On
there is.
Psychic does that every show.
Every show.
And she will berate the people. No, not an R. Oh, no. It's a D. Is there a D? No, not
Or-
an N. It's an N.
Think into it because you'll remember when you get home who the R is.
Yeah.
And
It does that too.
it must be an R. I see it so clearly. It doesn't have to be the first letter. It could be anywhere in the name.
Do you like Rainier beer? Is that what
Yeah,
I'm getting?
That's it.
By the way, it turns out Paul's wearing a giant R on his head. We are psychic.
The Super Mercedes, said to have carried Adolf Hitler during the parades of Nazi Germany, failed to sell at auction after the $7 million bid did not meet the minimum price. Now, this car was up for auction by Worldwide Auctioneers of Scottsdale. It's the 1939 Mercedes-Benz 770K Grosser Offender Tourenwagen.
And if you've seen the picture of Hitler going down the street doing the Zig Heil type thing, that's very likely the parade car. It's going to be usually that same car for all sorts of reasons. They'll always use the same car where it is. There's a mechanic and stuff like that. So most of us out there know what this car is and have seen it.
Yeah, and there's only a handful of these cars left in the world, period, let alone it this being the one that Hitler was in. They had hoped somebody would buy it and then use it for educational purposes, put in a museum, but the bid did not meet the minimum, so it has not sold.
Yeah, not real interested in owning that one. Don't care.
So none of us would bid on that car with our $1,000, but we
Nope.
could buy something cool with it.
Could buy something with $1,000.
Yeah,
A lot of Rainier.
KZOK.com. Yeah, KZOK.com to
By
find
the way,
out all
let
the
me just
details.
point out this happens 16 times a day.
Yeah.
So there's $16,000 on KZOK.
Well, Danny, you go out to eat a lot.
I do.
You like a wide variety of restaurants, too.
I do.
You'll go to a Red Lobster, and you'll go
Stuart Ayres and Blank Angus, but right now my current favorite is Wild Ginger. I like that.
called Bob Ricard Fine Dining in London, which I know might sound a little bit odd, but they
Right.
do have some nice
They do.
restaurants there now. They are going to be offering off-peak and mid-peak and surge pricing. If you go, say, Saturday night, 8 o'clock, you're going to pay more
Right.
for your meal. They said a lot of airlines do this. If you go to a hotel, they have hotel prices, surge pricing. So why not restaurants? Said, I get that it's going to cost more, but that's just the way it is if you want to eat here.
Well, first of all, because it's surprising that I'm against it, because this will save me money. If I go to dinner, I'm there at 5 o'clock. I
Yeah.
never have reservations because almost 99% of the time they'll go, do you have a reservation? No. All right, we can seat you. We're going to need that table back in an hour and a quarter. 15 minutes, I'm out of here if your service is good. But so that's not a problem, but I don't like it. I don't like our toll road costing different amounts of money depending on what time it is. I'm just not a fan of it.
Yeah.
They're doing this with everything now. Sporting events, movie theaters are starting to do it.
Yeah, it's
You know,
pretty
when
wild.
it's supply and demand, more
Yeah.
people are going at this time. Let's charge more.
And it is good for us and maybe some people listening at 6:20 in the morning because you keep odd hours. This
Right.
can work in your favor. I love going to the first movie of the day.
Me
at
too.
Like 11 o'clock in the morning.
I went and saw that movie, All the Money in the World, the other day. I saw it at 11:45 in the morning. It's
Yeah.
bitching.
Kit Kat fans are about to get their first taste of Ruby chocolate.
I'm
Nestle.
listening.
Nestle is launching a new flavor, Kit Kat Chocolatory Sublime Ruby.
All right, now is that going to affect the fact that I like Left Twix much better?
What?
What?
Really? Derek, would you explain to them why I like Left Twix much better?
I assume you're talking about the TV commercial where there's a left Twix, and a right Twix.
Apparently, a normal human being that watches some TV, everybody knows Left
Okay.
Twix.
Wow.
Well, we're talking about Kit Kats, but that's all right.
I
Same
like
thing,
the
they
right.
Snap off.
The right Kit Kat's always better.
It is, the one down the middle.
These are special cocoa beans that are ruby. They are going to have a pink hue. The chocolate is a new variety.
But is it
Ruby-
still chocolate? Because we're running out of chocolate, right?
Right. Didn't we get weird
Yep.
stuff instead of chocolate recently?
They are concerned that we are going to have a major shortage of chocolate by the year 2050. Prices have been skyrocketing, but this is a new kind, ruby cocoa beans, and the chocolate itself will have a pink hue. Now, this will debut first in Japan, who are cuckoo for cocoa. They
Right.
go
And for Kit Kat in particular.
for
they
Kit
have,
Kats.
Right. They make that green tea Kit Kat that's yummy.
wow.
They have over 300 different Kit Kat varieties in Japan right now, and people lose their mind. They have Kit Kat stores, and they assume that this one will also fly off shelves.
I would love to go there real quick because I really liked Japan when I was there. But that's an $8,000. Wouldn't this be funny? Go to Japan and get a Kit Kat, right?
It's not going to cost you that much.
You got to fly to Japan. You got to
Yeah.
pay for a hotel. You got to pay for meals. That's not a free town whatsoever.
I'd
No.
stick
What do you
around
What do you
for
think you
a
can
day
do?
or two.
Yeah. What do you think you can do a decent little Kit Kat hunting vacation for in Japan?
I would say half that. I would say
Oh,
probably
really?
$3,000. You can fly to Japan for probably $800
Well, I don't pay for things. Amy pays for
in
things.
coach.
Right. But we spend our little dough. Like, what am I going to live forever? Let's spend some dough on vacations. And our vacations seem to be a lot. And we don't travel like, ooh, look at us. I'm short and don't drink, so I don't fly first class. That's crazy.
Well, I think you should go to Kit Kat Land and get a chocolate bar for us and bring it back next weekend.
All right, I'm all over it.
All right, thank you. In the meantime, it's time for today's Things Are Not Right in Florida's Story of the Day.
Yay!
All sorts of weird things are seen in Florida. Earlier this week, it was a python and an alligator locked in a fight.
I would have loved to have seen that. I mean, it grossed me out. I go, because I like animals, but still, that's like crazy.
On a golf course. I forgot
Yeah.
I left that
A
part out.
python versus an alligator.
Well, this time, somebody captured a fire truck parked on the side of the road with a message in the window saying, "For sale." The fire truck is a 1987, 57,000 miles, $18,000 or best offer. It's a fire department's fire truck, and now they're trying to figure out if the fire truck is actually for sale or is somebody pranking them.
Well, if somebody's pregnant, does that mean somebody stole a fire truck and put it out on the street?
Or did somebody just
Put a for sale sign on a fire truck.
Yeah.
Here's what it is. I will tell you what happened.
What?
They made a bunch of cuts. Nobody's got the right equipment. Their radios don't work all that well, which is a big thing they complain about. So one of the firemen said, "I'm sick of this. Let's sell their equipment, see what they do." That's what it is.
Yeah.
I knew a guy who owned a fire truck, an ambulance, and a school bus.
What?
Yeah, he used to go to auctions all the time, find crazy things.
That is super weird. But wouldn't you like to drive around town in a fire truck? Look at all the ladies you'd get.
I don't think I think you have to repaint it. I don't think you can keep the
Yeah,
sirens.
Plus,
That's no fun.
just because me and Paul are in fire trucks, chicks aren't going, "Oh yeah, let me get a piece of that. Let me break off a piece of that Kit Kat bar."
Do you guys remember in our
We're
old
making our
building,
own calendars.
there was a fire alarm and the firefighters showed up. I forget which engine company it was.
Oh yeah, handsome guys.
Like right out of Central Casting.
Oh my God. All the ladies in the building and half the men were just following them around.
no, they
'cause-
just walked right off the fireman calendar.
Right.
Into
It
our
wasn't-
room.
Florida.
Oh, Florida.
Florida.
Hey, today at 7:50, if you can tell us where Sarah's Beaver has been, you can win a pair of tickets to see Blue Oyster Cult March 10th at the EQC. Check out the contest page at KZOK.com or Facebook.com/Sarah's Beaver to check out the Beaver shots and be ready to call and win at 7:50. We have so much going on the show today. We are giving you so many amazing things. We've also got music news, entertainment, and sports next.
This traffic report is brought to you by Taco Bell. In Sumner, seeing some long delays on State Route 167 northbound as you make your way between Highway 410 and 405. And over in Federal Way, you're also seeing some delays on I-5 northbound between 320th and South Center Parkway. These rumors about the Balluminati might be true. Taco Bell's new $1 breakfast stacker is way more delicious than dollar food should be. 3 layers of eggs and cheese wrapped in a warm tortilla for just $1? How? Try the $1 breakfast stacker for yourself today. I'm Derek, and that's your look at traffic on 102.5 KZOK.
This is Tori with your weather report brought to you by CHI Franciscan. It is 41 in Seattle under mostly cloudy skies. It's going to be highs in the upper 40s today and scattered showers throughout the morning and afternoon. CHI Franciscan helps bring thousands of new family members into the Great Pacific Northwest every year with advanced maternity care and a wide range of birthing options tailored just for you. chifranciscan.org/women's. Northwest Healthy. Now to Danny and Sarah on 102.5 KZOK.
Well, today's Friday.
I know what that means.
It's a free concert Friday.
Free Concert Friday.
You can listen all day for your chance to win a pair of tickets to see the Dead and Company
Yeah.
June 29th at the Gorge.
So cool.
You can win these tickets before you can even buy them, and we will give you a chance to win these tickets before the show is over today.
Cool. Along with other things.
Yeah.
We're the
Tons going
givers.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
U2 just released a new video for a song from their album Songs of Experience. It's called Get Out of Your Own Way. The clip that they've released of this video is, it's got people talking this morning. It shows the Ku Klux Klan infiltrating itself into several aspects of American society, including marching at the White House as President Trump is watching them from the Oval Office. It's animated. It's done by a graffiti collective known as Broken Fingers Crew. They are a group of people who live near Haifa, and this is supposed to be a political video.
Yeah. I can only go by what you're saying. I haven't seen it, but my knee-jerk reaction, I don't care for it.
Yeah.
Because they're musicians and kind of shut up, or
No, musicians, I don't like it when, like, say, Neil Young, who I happen to love, in the last 10 years or so, has taken doing as much preaching as singing in his concerts, and I don't appreciate it. But if Neil Young wants to go, hey, man, before I do Southern Man, let me just say, hey, we should save Africa. I'd go, yeah, we should. Let's sing songs now. Just don't make it your whole thing. Bono has done really well at saving stuff while I'm watching and not boring me and tiring me. But, this is going to sound so bad to me, I think. Not an American citizen, yeah?
yeah, but neither's Neil Young. Well, he might
I think
be
Neil
an
Young
American
is an American
now,
citizen.
but
Yeah,
he's Canadian.
you two guys, not American citizens. Like him or not, it is the president of the United States. I don't see him looking out over the Klan. I just personally knee-jerk without saying it, don't care for it.
Nah.
I care for the message.
Right.
I think we got some real problems with racism in this country. I don't know. You want to portray the president of the United States hanging out with the Klan.
Derek, you've been watching the video a couple of times. What was your opinion?
I thought the animation was really, really cool. I'm with Danny. I don't really love the message it's trying to send, again, because they're not even American citizens, but I don't know. I'm not too concerned with the political climate as it is, but I don't know. The video was cool. The animation was cool. Just the message, it's a little iffy.
You had me right up until, because I was with you. Everything you said was right. And then you said, yeah, but I don't really care too much about the political
I don't really
climate.
care. I like the cartoons.
You're like 17 years old or whatever they have. It's your world
Well,
that
I
is
just feel like
collapsing.
there's so many things around you that are just trying to infuriate you all the time.
True
and
that.
I'd rather be a happy person.
All right, fair enough. Nicely said.
Two surviving Beastie Boy members, Ad Rock and Mike D, have been working on a memoir for several years, and they said now it's finally done. The book will come out in 2018. They said, we're actually going to finish it. It will come out. Like many things we embark on, there are some false starts, some directions that we didn't want to be taking, but the book is coming out the fall of this year. Beastie Boys biography by the two surviving members.
All right, I will. When I say I'll read it, I mean Amy will read it and tell me about the parts
Yeah.
I care.
Well, they started totally different than how they ended.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they've got a ton of great rock and roll stories, so to speak.
But that's she reads. My wife reads these rock and roll memoirs all the time.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, just the whole world, talk and talk and talk. She read one by Joni Mitchell the other day. I think it was Joni Mitchell. She doesn't even care for Joni Mitchell. Just she reads these rock and roll. She said she's shooting heroin and sleeping with 3 guys she doesn't know by page 9. That is a rock and roll book.
That's how you start. Yeah, that's how you start your book.
Hello.
Dolly Parton, singer, songwriter, actress, philanthropist, theme park owner, and now world record holder. Dolly Parton has been recognized in the Guinness World Record 2018 edition for earning the record for the most decades with a top 20 hit on the U.S. country songs chart.
Kind of sounds like a lot of work to get her this record. Really.
It's also the most hits on the U.S. hot country charts by a female artist. She beat out Elvis Presley, George Jones, and
Well, neither
Reba
one of them are even
McEntire.
female
Did they say
artists.
that they aren't female artists?
Seems like
So-
they'd be disqualified right away.
Right there, right on the bat.
One of them is for female. The other one is for top 20 hit on the U.S. country songs chart. by
Across the
anybody.
decades. For the most amount of decades?
Yes.
So, like, she had a hit in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s.
How about Hitmaker with the biggest boobs? Did you get that one?
60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 00s, and 2010s.
Well,
Yeah.
Elvis was at a distinct disadvantage
Distinct.
after he died.
Same with the Beatles.
Right.
It's not fair.
Well, I mean, most of these people are still alive, and even though you're not around anymore, your album still
Right.
could chart. Theirs just
Oh, the
are
Beatles
not.
chart constantly.
Yeah.
Beatles are always on the charts.
So she said to receive these 2 Guinness World Records.
She's
is
great. She deserves whatever.
deserves
whatever
whatever,
you're
yeah.
trying to give her, she can have it.
Last year, the makers of Monopoly made news by kicking 3 vintage tokens off the board and introducing 3 new ones.
But they
thi-
were just tokens, so nobody cared.
This year, they're trying something different that will not resonate well with the Dooch Man.
Oh.
They're going to be able to eliminate cheating.
Yeah, no, I'm not down. To quote a friend of mine, that's not how I get down.
How do you even do that? Are they sending somebody to my house to make sure I don't cheat?
Now they're going to change the money. I'll bet it's going to become electronic.
It's all going to be digital. They have a digital cheat bot.
They tried that crap with Battleship. I still cheated.
I mean, do you cheat in every game you play?
Only when I'm playing with stupid people. You got to know I'm cheating.
You only play with your wife, so
Well,
be
there
careful.
you go. Exactly.
Does anybody ever trust you to be the bank in Monopoly?
Not since I was 16.
Okay.
The cheat bot will feature the top hat, the top hat wearing Mr. Monopoly, and it will be available to monitor people who are trying to cheat at Monopoly. And they said that this will all be done through Facebook. It's facebook.com/Monopoly, and you can get the cheat bot, and it will penalize you. Give you
If I go out and I spend money on a cheat bot, it's going to do different stuff than count my money.
yeah.
Honey, I'll be up in a minute. I'm still here with the cheat bot, which has got to be okay with a wife.
We're
wouldn't
just
you think?
playing Monopoly,
Yeah.
babe.
You know, when people golf, sometimes they wear funny outfits.
Yeah, I would if I knew how to golf. I'd wear funny stuff.
You'd wear like fun pants,
Yeah,
right?
I would.
What do they
That'd
call
be my nickname, Fun Pants.
fun pants?
Well, sometimes we do call you that.
Yeah, well, I'd be there on the golf course.
Bill Murray is a big golfer, and he has,
Caddyshack, right? I've seen that one.
Yes.
well, yes,
Except he's the
Caddyshack,
gardener. He's not the golfer.
Yeah, but he plays.
He golfs. He does all right, yeah.
but he is an actual golfer in his own right, and he has a golf clothing brand called William Murray Golf Clothing, and he has pants that are pretty over the top. They're super fun, but they're over the top golf pants. He's going to be appearing at the AT&T National Pebble Beach Pro-Am Golf Tournament and wants the public's help deciding which pants to wear. This is a tournament, and he needs to wear his outfit, so he wants to help fans determine which of these.
Like you pick out your own pants.
No, what I'm saying is go to my website of stuff that I am selling.
Yeah.
And so, it's just weird, but he doesn't need the money. So maybe it's just a pet project. So, okay, I'll go with it. But otherwise, it's kind of a movie star telling me what to do.
as opposed to your
Please help
wife
me pick
telling
out
you
my
what to do.
pants. I need help picking out my pants. I can't possibly do it without you. I don't know why Bill Murray talks like that.
Again, like you pick out your own pants.
I do not pick out my own pants.
When was the last time you went in the closet and dressed yourself?
No, I go in the closet and undress myself. This is the thing I do.
Gerard Butler.
Yeah.
He's done a lot of big movies. I wouldn't say he's necessarily a household name, but he's been in a lot of movies.
No, but his career is so going down, and it doesn't need to. Remember when everybody was reading hate mail on one of the late night talk shows?
Yeah.
He got up there and he has to read his own hate tweet, and it says, "Did Gerard Butler lose all his money in bad investments, and that's why he does crappy movies?" And he goes, "Nope, I just do crappy movies." And it's true, he does terrible movies.
Some of them are really good. People like The 300.
Yeah, that was
I
like his
liked-
first thing that brought him to American screen.
Yeah.
Right.
I liked him in White House Down.
Yeah, it was good.
Is that the name of it?
Yep.
And then London's Calling or something
The
like that.
sequel to White
Yep,
House Down.
I liked those.
London's down. Everybody's down.
He was in a 2010 comedy called The Bounty Hunter with Jennifer Aniston.
Ugh.
He was in Lara Croft Tomb Raider
Oh.
with Angelina Jolie. Now, he was on the Andy Cohen Show. Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen.
Right? I'm forced to watch that every now and again because I have a wife.
He agreed to play the game, plead the fifth, and was asked some pretty controversial questions. Okay, so here's Gerard Butler sitting down with Andy Cohen.
All right.
Gerard Butler, you have kissed both Angelina Jolie and Jennifer Aniston on screen. Who is the better kisser?
No. No, we need to know this. Jennifer Aniston.
Hey! I'm Team Jennifer.
Gerard Butler, what is your favorite and least favorite 50 Cent song?
50 Cent's sitting next to him.
In the Club's my favorite.
Okay.
And In the Club's my least favorite.
Nicely done, man.
It's a safe answer.
So 50
Also,
Cent.
probably the only 50
Yeah.
Cent song he knows.
Yep, 50 Cent was with him because he is in a new movie called Den of Thieves.
Oh, that looks good.
Doesn't look too bad, yeah. Wait, is that the Gerard Butler movie? Are they all in that? Or is it two different movies? All right.
Yep.
Yeah, it doesn't look too terrible.
The 2018 iHeartRadio Music Awards is the show that you control, and it's happening Sunday, March 11th from the Forum in LA. You can vote now for Best Fan Army, presented by Taco Bell, Best Solo Breakout, or your favorite category, Cutest Musician's Pet. Your songs, your artist, your awards.
That is pretty exciting. I want
Yeah.
to see what like Ed Sheeran's hamster looks like.
It's messy.
You can cast your votes now at iHeartRadio.com/awards. You know, a lot of people's pets start to get famous. I know you're not a fan of Chelsea Handler, but she had a dog that was on her from TV. You know, but if a lot of these artists, you know, who is big on her pets?
Who?
Taylor Swift.
Love me some Taylor Swift.
She's a cat person.
Yeah, if she wants to show me her cat, I am down.
I don't know that we're talking about the same thing
I'm
anymore.
not
You know
sure.
that I am. What's wrong with you people?
Take a look at sports.
Sports. What do you mean, you people?
Sports brought to you by Bradley Johnson Attorneys. If you're facing a DUI, call 1-800-DUI-AWAY, 1-800-DUI-AWAY. We've got a couple of sort of important football games happening this weekend.
Yeah, we do.
Sunday, the Jaguars at the Patriots, 12:05 start time. And then the Vikings head to Philadelphia to play the Eagles at 3:40. Both games Sunday, both games super important. Obviously, I'm being sarcastic because it's the Super Bowl.
What
Those
one do we care
winners.
about most, if you had to pick?
100% both of them.
All right, if I have to pick, I'm picking anything with the Patriots in it. That's
Yeah.
like the most interesting thing to watch.
The first game
I just
is
want to see if that guy's human. Can he, like people say
Tom
he can
Brady?
lose, and it's like, yeah, I don't. Yeah, Tom
Yeah.
Brady. I don't see how he's going to lose.
he
Wow.
sat out practice yesterday.
He's injured. He's got a hand injury, and
Yeah, but they're like holding that pretty tight to the vest. His hand's not hurt. It's not real
That's
hurt.
why
He's
it's
going to
hurt.
be in the
You
game.
don't hold it tight to the vest.
Really? That's the way that feels.
the Vegas odds are plummeting. They've dropped from an 8.5 point favorite to a 7.5 point
Oh
favorite.
my God! I don't know how we're gonna get by.
How do you take out Tom Brady? Like possibly take out Tom Brady and go, yeah, they're still going to win by 7.5 points instead of 8.5.
Well, because they've got Brian Hoyer, who is a stellar backup quarterback.
There you go.
The giggling on that leads me to believe that that's not true.
He's
He's
all
no
right.
Tom Brady.
He's just
Who
all right.
is? Tom Brady is the GOAT. I
What are
just
the
learned
odds
that.
for the Vikings-Eagles game?
9-2.
Anyone know what Eagles must be
I don't know. Go Vikes.
giving points?
Go Eagles.
I have no idea what I'm rooting for the Vikings. Sorry, Derek.
Eagles are a 3.5 point underdog.
Ooh, okay. So Vikings favored by 3. That's not a lot.
That's field goal if you can hit it.
The NFL announced ticket information and the start time for the Seahawks' first ever game in London.
How do they get the half point, Danny?
But they do a 2-point conversion and then don't make it.
All right. It's
Hey,
like
just 2-point conversion was a thing. I just learned that.
It's an A for effort.
Thank
You get a half point for.
You hit the post when you kick it.
All right.
By the way, all right, because there are things I always wanted happens, and I think I'm going to call Sarah and ask how this is happening. Since that's out there, I'll ask. Is there a way to get a half a point?
No, and
Unless
I don't
you're just
know.
being a dick.
No, I don't understand the odds that it's always 5.5
but-
point favorite, 6.5 point.
Oh, I
favorite.
thought there was a play because the 2-point conversion took me a month to figure out what's happening here,
Yeah.
and that the field goal is good for a point unless it's done from over here. And there's 3 points. There's a lot, and I'm just learning because I'm trying to explain this to the wife, and I don't know that much.
With betting odds, the reason there's a half a point, so let's say it's a 3.5 point spread. The team that's favored has to win by 4 or more points. If they win by 3 points, then you lose the bet because it has to be 3.5.
Got it. Thank you. You've been very helpful this morning, Derek.
I like gambling.
Thought he was going to say I like you.
Back to the Seahawks. The NFL
yeah.
announced the tickets yesterday for that game in London facing the Oakland Raiders. It happens Sunday, October 14 at Tottenham Hotspur. The kickoff is at 6 in London
6 what?
p.m., which is 10 a.m. here in the
Perfect.
Pacific.
Good.
Now, oftentimes those games in London are 6 a.m. here in Seattle.
Yeah, I thought that was the point, was to tack on a couple extra hours of watching football in the morning.
I believe because it is two West Coast teams playing, they moved the start time. It is a night game in London. Therefore, it is a 10 a.m. start time here. Otherwise, a lot of people would be pretty crabby because they don't want to get up at 6. Tickets are available at Ticketmaster UK. And if you would like to buy them, they will be going on sale later this year. But they are suggesting if you are interested, register now, Ticketmaster UK.
Anybody know
Not
how
here.
much?
They have not announced how much the tickets are yet. Last night, UW was defeated by the Utah Utes 70-62. Their next game is tomorrow against Colorado. Tip-off is at 3. And last night, WSU was defeated by Colorado 82-73. Their next game is against Utah, the Utes.
Got it.
5
Utes
o'clock.
are going to be busy.
Yeah.
And when it comes to the NBA, the votes have been tallied. Steph Curry and LeBron James are the victors. They are the overall fan vote winners for the 2018 NBA All-Star Game. That means they get to pick their team. And they get to pick. And
Has it always been like that, where
No.
they just vote captains? Because I thought I'd never heard that before. They vote captains, and then those guys just get to pick whoever they want.
brand new format this year.
Super cool.
They're not
Very
gonna-
schoolyard.
It is, though, but I don't think they're really going to announce the numbers so much because then it's so schoolyard, like, oh, I'm taking Danny first.
Oh no, they got to line up everybody in the NBA
No.
and pick 5 guys out.
I think if they really get to pick, they should also be able to pick guys that aren't in the NBA.
Yeah, okay.
I think they should say, well, I'll take this guy, but I'll also take Carrot Top. That'd be funny.
Chris Hemsworth is a huge star thanks to
Cutest man in the whole world.
he's adorable.
Yeah.
Thanks to Thor, the Avengers movies. Well, Shaquille O'Neal gave an interview and said he wants to be in the Avengers movies. He said everybody's in those. Why not me?
There's a reason why not. Did anybody see his movie where he played a superhero with a hammer?
I didn't see it.
What the hell was that movie
Wait,
called?
the Genie movie, Shazam?
No, he played a superhero. Steel. Was that it?
I have no idea.
It was Shaquille O'Neal, and he had a spacesuit on and carried a giant hammer with him.
I think
And it
is
was not
Steel.
good?
No, it's terrible. What?
Steel is the movie.
Yeah,
It's,
it was awful.
1997.
That's why you can't be in Avenger movies, because you were in Steel.
Well, he would like to be in the Avengers movies. He says he thinks he could kick Robert Downey Jr.'s butt.
Okay, first of all, everybody in this room could kick Robert Downey Jr.'s butt. That's not a butt that's going to put up a big fight. But I think he probably means Iron Man, in which case, totally not true. He'll just blast. You could burn all your skin off your face. So you have to have some sort of superpowers.
Not if you're Steel.
Well, he can't be Steel again. Everybody mocked him for Steel.
Well,
Look up
listen.
Steel later and see what he was. He was a crazy superhero in a spacesuit with a hammer.
They asked him about Steel. I'm looking at this whole interview, and they said, well, what about Steel? That was an airball with the critics and the viewers. And he said, it was an awesome opportunity. I'd like to redo it and get some of the special effects they have now. 1997, no good special effects.
Take your death movie and redo it and make it way better. Get as far away from that character as you can.
And that's your sports, brought to you by Bradley Johnson Attorneys at 1-800-DUIOA.
This traffic report is brought to you by Taco Bell. Seeing some delays in on I-405 northbound between Highway 515 and 44th Street, and also seeing some delays on I-5 northbound in Seattle between Columbian Way and the West Seattle Bridge, right around there, all the way up into Yesler Way. You're going to see some stop-and-go traffic there. These rumors about the Balluminati might be true. Taco Bell's new $1 breakfast stacker is way more delicious than dollar food should be. 3 layers of eggs and cheese wrapped in a warm tortilla for just $1? How? Try the $1 breakfast stacker for yourself today. I'm Derek, and that's your look at traffic on 102.5 KZOK.
You know, the housing market has been red hot. Some people wondering, is it going to slow down? Well, the National Association of Realtors recently released the results of the Realtors Confidence Index, which looks at the housing market expectations over the next 6 months. And guess what? It's going to remain robust. It is the time to buy a house, my friends. It is time to reach out to my friends at American Financing. You really should make the investment now. Do something for yourself. Buy a home now. They can help you get the loan program that is right for you. American Financing can do an FHA, VA, conventional, an ARM, you name it, and they'll even get you a pre-approval letter, which is going to make your offer for a home even stronger. You're going to need to have that when you're ready to go in because, like I said, the housing market red hot, and you really want to work with American Financing. There are no upfront fees, and they have some of the lowest interest rates. They are straightforward. They are there to help you. Call them at 206-204-3200, 206-204-3200, or AmericanFinancing.net, NMLS 182334.
It is 7:04, so I'll get to this in a big hurry. At 7:20, we're playing a game called Living Dangerously, and you can win a pair of tickets to see Steely Dan and Dewey Brothers. They're on their Summer of Living Dangerously tour. And let me just encapsulate what this is. Paul, who writes our contest, thought, let me take the most humiliating, sad moments out of Danny's life, point a spotlight on it, and if you can identify what horrifying thing Danny did that year, we'll send you to a concert.
It was tough, though. It was a big list. I had to narrow it
Narrow
down.
it down, man. Although I'll tell you today's one of the big three. All right, and back to Sarah in the studios.
The president of France, President Macron,
Yeah.
has joined a push to
I like his
elevate.
cookies.
He's like
Don't I?
15.
He wants the baguette, the French baguette.
No, you like his bread, apparently.
Yeah,
you
I
gotta
guess so.
check your baked goods, dude.
He wants the baguette to be a UNESCO World Treasure. That, they designate places and things a UNESCO World Treasure.
Yeah,
It's
no,
a
I got it. That's
special
fishy.
status. And I don't know that a lot of people would disagree. When it comes to France, why wouldn't the baguette be considered a national treasure?
Yeah, I want to dislike it. I don't know. I just a national treasure. It's bread, but it is spectacular.
Yeah.
And I'll stand in line for it on the occasion I have been in France. I will stand in line for a real live French baguette. So,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, it's a thing, but we got lots of things then.
Well, we have Kevin Costner, who we consider an American treasure.
First thing I thought of, but I didn't think of this until now. Now do we get to pick the bagel?
Do we get to pick the bagel?
I don't know why not.
Even though that's is it
It's
Israeli?
I
or?
think technically it's from Israel.
It is technically from Israel, but there's way more of us than them,
Yeah.
and we've adopted it. And
It's from New York now.
yeah, and you're supposed to love your adopted children as much as your actual birthy children. So
Yeah.
can we go with the bagel?
Yeah, so you want to declare the bagel a U.S. treasure or a national treasure?
No, don't care at all. But it came up and just thought I'd tell you something. I want to, no kidding around. I think you'll get that I get more enjoyment out of this than, I go there more often than most people in Seattle. Space Needle.
The Space Needle? Yeah.
Absolutely the Space Needle.
I would say the Space Needle should be given a world treasure status, not even just national.
You know what I will give it is when you go to like the Eiffel Tower or anything else big, they show you a picture, usually a portrait of where things stand in the world of how tall things are. Space Needle's not very tall.
I know.
No, it's very
And even
But-
when you just look around the Seattle skyline, Space Needle's not very tall.
Right. But I love it. I go there all the time. I take people there for dinner. I'm just a huge fan. So I'm going to go with the Nabisco Heritage.
UNESCO World Treasure.
That I'm nominating the Space Needle.
I like being
So the French want to make a baguette, an UNESCO historical landmark or some such thing. Why? Because they're French and they're pushy. They tried to make mimes the same thing, but somebody punched somebody in the face and it was sad. Sarah, what the hell is going on in the world?
Well, we're asking you guys at 800-252-1025, what is something you consider a world treasure or a U.S. national treasure? Because even though the French are being pushy about this, the baguette really is phenomenal, and it is it's absolutely French, and you associate Paris with the baguette, or
Right.
baguette with Paris. What do you consider to be a national treasure? Let's talk to Joe in Everett.
Oh, yeah, Joe.
Hi.
What's up?
I think that peanut butter, which started off as a fuel and turned into a food, is a national treasure.
And is that our nation? Do we get peanut butter?
I think so.
I think George Washington Carver did not invent peanut butter. Out of all the 199 things he invented with peanuts, peanut butter was not one of them, was it?
That I don't know, but we certainly probably eat the most of it, right?
No, we do the most of
By
everything.
leaps and
We're
bounds.
America.
Yeah.
I did not know it was used as a fuel, but then again, Joe sounded very high, so I
Yeah.
don't know if I believe him on that one.
Joe's going to be used as fuel.
What's something you consider to be a national treasure? Scott in Tulalip.
Hey, Scotty.
Hey, you people.
What do you
What do
mean,
you mean, people?
You
I don't even know that
people?
he said the whole
Everybody fine?
sentence. I don't know that we have to react. All right, what do you got for us, Scott?
I mean,
Yeah.
it's the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
No, he's wrong.
Because I'm not on
Because
it?
it's incomplete. You
All
can't
right.
have something incomplete
First
be an
of all,
American treasure.
no offense. I appreciate you sticking up for me, but you can't ask a caller to call up, say an answer, and go, wrong.
Yeah, I
You're
guess.
just wrong.
You do it all the time,
But
man.
I'm right and you're not. That's the difference. But
He's trying to have your back on this, Danny.
I don't concur, man. I think
Yeah.
it should have my name on it eventually, but I think the Hollywood Walk of Fame is pretty great.
is pretty
Nobody
good.
else has it. People steal it. There's a Wisconsin Walk of Fame. There's a Toronto Walk of
Yeah.
Fame. But the Hollywood Walk of Fame, that's the one.
That and the Hollywood sign too.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, that's totally true.
iconic symbol, like one of the most recognizable, most photographed.
Yeah, I think
and
you're
I
right
think
about
they've
that.
tried to get rid of it before, but people say the Hollywood sign is a national treasure.
Yeah, they got rid of part of it. It used to say Hollywood Land, and
Yeah.
they got rid of land.
They actually just the LA City Council took up a measure yesterday to make a second Hollywood sign because there's so much traffic and congestion from people wanting to snap selfies with the Hollywood sign. They're proposing to build a second sign that they would use
Elsewhere?
Yeah, it would be elsewhere.
Imagine a prop in Hollywood. That's
Right,
crazy.
exactly.
But I've noticed in my travels, especially in Mexico, the port villages always have a big sign with the name of the town. Puerto Vallarta. I've taken
Yeah.
a picture with that, with the giant horse, seahorse that they have there. Down
Panama had one.
Big. They have them all over the place.
Yeah.
Santa Monica has one.
Although when I just went to Baja, Mexico, there was a giant Jesus. Like the kind that's in Brazil, that giant Jesus.
Past it all the time. I
Super
watched them build
weird.
that thing. Super weird. Because it's also
Why?
not great construction. It looks like it could fall apart, and I think my personal savior should be able to stand the test of time on
Well,
this.
his proportions were also a little bit off.
A little bit off. Hey, can I throw one in? I want to make sure nobody's calling up and saying the Corvette.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
The American
American treasure.
Corvette. An American, absolutely. Like, if you're a big deal in another country, because importing a Corvette is no small task, it's a big deal and it's worth it to people.
Jeremiah in Seattle, what is something you consider to be a national treasure?
Good morning, Sunshine.
Morning, sweetheart. What's up?
Well, we just lost him recently, Hugh Hefner.
Yeah, I will go with you on Hugh Hefner, and not just for the obvious reasons of him and around the nude girls and in the mansion. He broke down barriers. This was not an easy thing to do to be Hugh Hefner. So yeah, I'll give it that. Paul says you're wrong.
What about
No,
Paul and
I agree
Buckley?
with
No, he says he's wrong. Hey, Paul.
Hey guys,
What's up?
As soon as Sarah said a food, I thought barbecue. I don't think there's any barbecue anywhere in the world that is like ours.
Now, here's the thing on that, because I watch all these travel shows, and anytime they go to the South or Texas, it's all barbecue all the time. Is it what kind of meat makes a real barbecue? Is it what kind of sauce? Is it whether it's pulled or sliced? Is it smoked or cooked? You got to really come up with it. But as an American institution, I would say the
Barbecue,
barbecue is
yeah,
a big deal. Absolutely.
Amy calling from Joint Base Lewis McCord.
Hey, Amy.
Hi.
What's up, darling?
Hi.
I mean, I guess it's kind of biased because we do live in this state, but I'm definitely going to say Mount Rainier is a national treasure.
Yeah,
Yep.
I cannot
Yeah.
agree. I cannot agree more.
Even Paul can't disagree on that one.
No, and it's so damn big. 14,000 feet is not nothing, man.
James is calling from Bothell. Tell us, what do you think is a national treasure?
Good morning. Oh, yeah. It's got to be Twinkies, Ding Dongs, and Ho-Hos. We've got them all.
Wait, are we talking about the same thing?
We do have them all, but I would go Twinkies if I had to be specific, because otherwise I think you're going Hostess as an umbrella, if you will. But as a historical, hey, these happened and happened right here in America. Twinkies, I think, is a good one.
Anyone else totally hungry right now?
Yep.
Yeah.
Jamie and Algona, what do you consider a national treasure?
It has to be our golden girl, Betty White.
Yeah.
Oh, how did I not think of that?
I didn't even think about. Well, I thought about people because and you both obviously thought about Kevin Costner.
Of course.
But yeah, that's a great one, Betty White.
Yeah. I mean, whenever we talk about Kevin Costner, his name is
American
American
Treasure.
Treasure.
Kevin
You know, the
Costner.
thing with Betty White is I would love to give this to her while she's still alive to
Yeah.
enjoy it. So I would say by 11.
Okay,
It's
so
important that we give it to her.
we'll have
This morning,
to
yeah.
start referring to her whenever we talk about Betty White as national treasure Betty White.
Is that going to be a rule now?
Yes.
National
All right.
treasure, inventor of sliced bread, Betty White.
Right. All right. Perfect. We'll say that so often.
What do you consider to be a U.S. national treasure, Dave in Federal Way?
Yeah, I got two. The General Lee and Hop a Day from Grove Guys.
You know, there was a guy on the 5 South when I was driving to Tacoma last week, and he had American flag in the back of his truck, in the back of his pick-em-up truck, a big American flag on a poster. The wind was driving it crazy, and on the other side was the rebel flag. And I thought, what do I do?
Well, it was I-5 South. If
Right,
if
very
it was
nice,
I-5 North.
very nice. I thought, do I react? Is this is a guy baiting, is racist baiting, I think. I think that's what's happening. And I got Amy to pull up next to it, and I thought I could safely get outside of the window and rip it down. And then I thought, any guy that's got that on his truck has a gun. So I'm going to rethink this. But it really bugged me. But there's a time and place where things are okay for a moment. And the car from Dukes of Hazzard was an American thing. I don't say that's necessarily wrong, because I don't think it represents the Confederacy anymore. I think it represents TV.
Yeah.
What do you consider a national treasure, Joe and Lake Stevens?
Hey, Joe.
Hey, and a fabulous Friday. What's
What do you think, buddy?
Nobody else has this, and it should be Harley Davidson.
How did you not think of that,
How
Danny?
did I not think of that? Because he is absolutely right.
100%.
Born in York, Pennsylvania, right after World War II, that you couldn't get more American than Harley Davidson. Nice call there, Joe.
Paul, what do you think?
The chicken McNugget is an American treasure, and I arguably all of McDonald's is an American treasure. But
Yeah.
before we exported the deliciousness that is the chicken McNugget, other cultures all around the world, they ate chicken, but they ate just the pieces of chicken that actually existed. The legs,
Not
the
McDonald's.
wings, the breast. No, but then we made a new piece of chicken
That's
and
true.
called the McNugget.
The nugget.
Amy would have to go on record, and she would say this with force and vigor. In-N-Out Burger is an American institution that should be honored.
Tori, what do you think is something that should be considered a national treasure?
World treasure, Mr. Keith Richards, because he's practically God because he's so invincible. He's outlived everyone.
You know, he has not. Everybody thinks that. How old is he?
Like
60?
Yeah.
He hasn't outlived Paul McCartney.
He looks 90.
He outlives the drummers of his band, but that's just going to happen.
Derek, what's your opinion?
The greatest child actor of all time,
Thank you.
who should be the ambassador to every country in the
Totally.
world,
I accept.
Corey Feldman.
What? How dare you?
He's not wrong.
Remember when he used to work here?
Corey Feldman? Yeah, I miss that guy.
Yeah.
Hey, it's time to play one final round of Living Dangerously.
Living dangerously.
It's for a pair of tickets to Steely Dan and the Doobie Brothers Summer of Living Dangerously tour, June 5th at Key Arena. If you want to play and win the tickets, call right now, 800-252-1025. The Doobie Brothers are taking part in the Summer of Living Dangerously tour. The Doobie Brothers, Steely Dan, June 5th, Key Arena. You want to win these tickets, don't you?
Yes.
Well, you'll have to correctly answer the question about Danny living dangerously. Good morning to Lisa and Ording.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
The questions just get harder from there.
Very well. Thank you for asking. I got two quick questions. One, do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
I do.
All right. How about do you understand the rules of this game?
I do.
All right, then it's easy. Here we go. I was living dangerously in 1991 while out for a drive in the city. I picked up a lady of the evening who probably could have played a linebacker for the Hawks. Hilarity did not ensue. In fact, a police chase did. Can you tell us, was I in Philly, Phoenix, or Los Angeles when I was living dangerously?
Oh, I would have to say Philly.
You do have to say Philly. Well, you'd be wrong, and I'd be bummed for you.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, too. It makes me feel better, though. I was just sure everybody knew about what city I picked up some hooker that turned out to be a man.
Kevin in Renton, do you need Danny to read the clue again, or do you know the answer?
If you could read it again, please.
Oh, sure. Let's live in this. I was living
Sorry,
dangerously
Danny.
in 1991 when, while out for a drive in the city, I picked up a hooker that probably could have played outside linebacker for the Hawks. Hilarity did not ensue. In fact, a police chase did. Can you tell us, was it in Philly, Phoenix, or Los Angeles when I was living dangerously?
I'm going to go with L.A.
I'm going to go with L.A. Well, you know what? You want to get half points because all these things happened in 100 towns. I just got caught in one of them.
That's the answer?
But that is not.
Well, it's going to be the one that the other two didn't pick.
Which is
Was it Philly, Phoenix, or Los Angeles?
Good.
Phoenix, Philly, or Los Angeles?
Phoenix.
It was,
There
in
you
fact,
go,
Phoenix,
Daryl.
Arizona. Thank you so much.
You
for
and your
getting
other brother Daryl have won tickets to see Steely Dan, the Doobie Brothers, June 5th, Key Arena. You're headed to the Jeep Winners window in our lobby to pick up your tickets. But don't forget, we have got more tickets to win. In fact, at 7:50, you've got a chance to win tickets to Blue Oyster Cult while playing Where Has Sarah's Beaver Been?
This traffic report is brought to you by the Washington Sportsman's Show. In Renton, seeing some stop-and-go traffic on 405 northbound between Highway 515 and 44th Street, and also seeing a bit of bad traffic on I-5 northbound between Mid-Boeing Field and Yesler Way. If you enjoy the great outdoors, you need to make your way to the Washington Sportsman's Show January 24th through 28th at the Washington State Fair Event Center in Puyallup. Big selection, great deals, free parking. Visit thesportsshows.com. I'm Derek, and that's your look at traffic on 102.5 KZOK.
Love is forever, and only one jeweler in town has engagement rings and wedding bands with superior quality that are made to last a lifetime, and that is Shane Company. You can shop at the store in Linwood or online at shaneco.com, but you should really go there because they have such an amazing collection. They've got new vintage-inspired rings for engagements, but if you've already got that part covered, but you need to get your wedding bands, you need to go to Shane Company. They've got so many unique styles. They are really beautiful, and they are only at Shane Company. They've got these new wedding bands that incorporate romantic symbolism in really unique ways. Like one band has a row of 7 perfect heart-shaped diamonds. They are so beautiful. You're going to get superior craftsmanship at Shane Company. The jewelry there is simply made better, and the customer service is better than anywhere else. You are going to have a really positive buying experience at Shane Company. Get on in there. Now you have a friend in the jewelry business, Shane Company.
This is Tori with your weather report brought to you by Taco Bell. Highs in the mid to upper 40s today. It's currently 41 under mostly cloudy skies, and you're going to get some scattered showers throughout the rest of your day into the evening. These rumors about the Illuminati might be true. Taco Bell's new $1 breakfast stacker is way more delicious than dollar food should be. 3 layers of eggs and cheese wrapped in a warm tortilla just for $1? How? Try the $1 breakfast stacker for yourself today. Now back to Danny and Sarah on 102.5 KZOK.
So the big news so far is that the big news of the day is coming right up.
Some of the stories we'll be talking about: the Pope is at it again, doing something awesome and making history. Apparently the future is here because a drone just did something amazing for humans. Another day, another politician making weird news, all next.
Well, here it is then. It's the big news of the day, and it's brought to you by Goldberg Jones Divorce for Men. Call 1-800-DIVORCE or go online to goldbergjones.com.
Pope Francis did something very unusual yesterday. He was on a flight, and he married 2 flight attendants.
Well, that's a weird thing. He's supposed to stay single.
Yeah.
Well, on 2 people.
Right.
Breaking with convention is one thing, but let's settle down, Popey.
It was the first ever airborne papal wedding in history. There was 2 flight attendants. They wanted to get married, and the Pope agreed to marry them. So they were on the flight, and there were a bunch of people all on board, and everybody cheered. And the Pope said he was really happy to do it, and they realized it's never been done before.
Yeah, but the story took a little bit of a hit for me in the fact that they were already legally married.
Oh, yeah.
So it takes the tiniest bit of hit in this is the most amazing. But that's not the thing, because I've had nothing but in all marriages. I think they've been civil. They were uncivil at the end. But the cool thing was the note that says these 2 are legally married is a testimonial written by a bishop who was also on the plane and then signed and dated by the Pope. It's really super cool, but I don't know that it's legal a lot of places.
Right. I mean, you have to, it's whatever jurisdiction that you live in.
Since they got married in municipal, I think it's recognized most places. The Pope thing was just because you want to get married by a member of the clergy if you're religious at all.
Right.
And then that's a home run. That's super cool. You know, it's funny. He's the only guy that wore a white dress was the Pope.
An unlikely hero saved 2 teen swimmers yesterday when a drone flew overhead and dropped a flotation device. They were stranded in heavy surf. They could not break away from the waves to get to shore. They spotted these 2 out there. Nobody could swim out to them because it was too dangerous. So they had a drone lift up the flotation device and drop it for them and save their lives.
You know, as much as I kind of like to have fun mocking almost everything, that was bitching.
Yeah.
You know,
Pretty cool, right?
Because you always wonder, how is Amazon going to do this? The flotation device was a tube that looked to be about 15 feet long. When it was dropped, it was a square package the size of your basic Bible, if you will, whatever is a basic little square. It was no big deal. Hits the water, saves these kids' life. And the future, ladies and gentlemen, is drone heavy. You're just starting to see it so every day.
Well, and, you just would have assumed maybe it would have to be a helicopter or no, it's just drones.
I think they should drop the Pope and he should save people. And they go, hey, after he was done marrying folks, then he swam out there and married and saved some guys.
And the East Coast has been experiencing such crazy storms, lots of crazy storms this winter. And some people are trying to have a little bit of fun with it. A man in Montreal, he made, I'm trying to think of the best way of explaining what this looks like. When the snowplows are coming down the street, right? You know that you need your street plowed. You have to move your car. Everybody has to move their cars. Well, the cops went down the street and they saw a DeLorean parked on the side of the road. And they said, oh, geez, we got to go give this guy a ticket. When they walked up to it, they realized it was a mound of snow that had been sculpted into the shape of a DeLorean.
Oh, that's super cool.
It's a Snowlorian?
Oh, I like that, Paul.
Crazy.
Very nicely done.
They wound up giving him a fake ticket. And they said, you actually made our night.
Oh, that's cool. Hey, is Montreal a country or a city?
City.
Well, they speak a foreign language.
Yeah.
And they insist upon it.
Is
And
that French?
They've got different kind of, exactly, that's a different language.
Yeah.
But it's a city within a country that barely ranks as a real country.
And they're in a foreign country, so them speaking a foreign
Right,
language.
a foreign language, they just seem like kind of uppity, to be honest.
RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars is the upcoming season. It will premiere January 25th. A lot of people love RuPaul
How's this guy still on TV?
because he's great.
It's a wonder. He has people do stuff in drag for 10 years. Okay, we're fairly used to it now. We get it.
Yeah.
So some guys like to dress up as girls, and they can be fabulous and wear a lot of makeup and do caustic humor. Okay.
Well, this time around, it's going to be a lot of different celebrities joining for RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars. Netflix's Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, one of the actresses, Vanessa Hudgens, the singer and actress, Titus Burgess, former Spice Girl Emma Bunton, actress and singer Kristen Chenoweth, and House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi.
Perfect.
One of those things doesn't fit.
I saw her on the news last night, and she was being. She said this. And she was. You could see she was stunned to try and find the right words. And here's what she came up with. It's like they're giving me a big bowl of doggy duty, and doggy duty, and they're putting a cherry on the doggy duty, and they're telling me it's a chocolate sundae. And I went, oh my God, why didn't somebody stop her? She's smelling toast for sure. And who the hell is Titus Burris?
Titus Burris is on Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. But Nancy Pelosi, yes, did say those things. There's a lot of political arguing going back and forth, which is nothing new. But what is new is Nancy Pelosi going on RuPaul's Drag Race.
Yeah, I was getting so upset about some things. I forgot that. That's super weird. What's she going to do? Dress exactly the same?
She's a judge.
Oh.
She said she had a fabulous time.
Cool.
Is that what she said?
Yes.
She also
January
said doggy duty about 11 times.
25th. That's the big news of the day, and it's brought to you by Goldberg Jones. Divorce for Men at 1-800-DIVORCE or online at goldbergjones.com. Hey, we've been talking about it all morning. It's now time
To do what?
to call for Where Has Sarah's Beaver Been?
Sarah's Beaver Been. It is coming right up, ladies and gentlemen. And you can win, I think today is Blue Oyster Cult.
That's right.
Your beaver gets some of the best tickets in town. If you know where Sarah's Beaver's been, you should call right now, 1-800-252-1025. I'm knocking. I'm looking for a beaver, Paul.
I think you're being a crazy person.
Damn right. Now let's sing.
Were you knocking?
Yeah.
Like the beaver's going to answer the door?
Someone's knocking at the door. Little Paul McCartney, for God's sakes.
I don't remember that part in the song.
Looking around, all around town. Because Sarah's beaver was on Patches the Clown. Hello, Sarah, won't you give me a clue? I'll find your beaver and I'll be calling you. Where it says beaver, I gotta know. Where it says beaver, I gotta know. Where it says beaver, I want to win on Dennis Show on KZOK.
Well, heck yeah, you want to win. You should be calling 800-252-1025. What is the prize? Fabulous. A pair of tickets to see Blue Oyster Cult March 10th at the EQC. Do you think every time they play, somebody shouts more cowbell?
Yes,
Yeah,
I do.
absolutely.
I know that Spike, what the hell is his last? Spike O'Neill was doing something with them at one of the casinos, and they said, let's do this whole joke, and all you guys will come on stage during the Spike and the Impalers song, and we'll do cowbells. And Blue Oyster Cult said, who are you?
When you said what's Spike's last name, I was going to say Impaler.
No, it's O'Neill, Spike
Like,
O'Neill.
somehow I thought that was actually his last name.
No, he uses it a verb anyway. Spike Impaler.
All right, the beaver goes someplace new each week, and then we post those pictures at KZOK.com. We also post them to Facebook.com/Sarah's Beaver. Somebody must have seen where she went this week. Let's see if it's Dave in Port Orchard.
Hiya, Dave.
Hey, how's it going?
It's all good. What do you got for us?
Hey, I think Sarah's Beaver's been hanging out with the lowlights that don't work at the Inner Bay Golf Center.
She's pretty good with the ball.
Hey, and by the way, Enter Bay ain't free. So some of those guys have jobs.
That is correct, David. She
That is
was
nice.
hanging out with the golf balls at Inner Bay Golf Center.
Nicely done, man.
You are going to see Blue Oyster Cult at March 10th at the EQC. You're headed to the Jeep Winners window to pick up those tickets. Congratulations.
This traffic report is brought to you by Taco Bell. On I-405 southbound as you approach 44th Street, we have an accident currently blocking the left lane. And also on I-5 northbound as you make your way into Seattle, you're going to see a bit of stop-and-go traffic between Mid-Boeing Field and Yesler Way. These rumors about the Balluminati might be true. Taco Bell's new $1 breakfast stacker is way more delicious than dollar food should be. 3 layers of eggs and cheese wrapped in a warm tortilla for just $1? How? Try the $1 breakfast stacker for yourself today. I'm Derek, and that's your look at traffic on 102.5 KZOK.
Hey, I would like to remind you, first of all, it's 2 minutes after 8, and I would like to remind you that we do a thing around here called, Money for Nothing. Could you have a better title? Well, we get money. Everybody loves money. What do I have to do? Nothing. That's all you have to do is listen for this radio station. And several times a day, I believe 16 times a day, you have an opportunity to win $1,000 on KZOK.
That's pretty awesome.
We were just talking about Shaquille O'Neal, how he wants to be in the new Avengers movie.
Right. Sorry about that.
Shaquille O'Neal is a good sport. He obviously had a great basketball career, but now he's in a ton of commercials. He's tried doing some
I don't like the
movies.
general ones. The general insurance, I think they're
Get to
overdoing
the general
it.
and save some.
They throw basketballs with a
Something like that.
cartoon and stuff. It's just stupid.
Well, he wants to be in the new Avengers movie, and who can blame him? Because those Avengers movies are red hot. Shaquille wants to be an actor, but also thinks he could beat up Tony Stark, and well, as you pointed out, he could.
By the way, his first superpower should be learning how to act. It's bizarre that he's been on camera for 40 years or whatever and just still can't do it.
You know, but it's kind of hard not to like Shaquille O'Neal. He just seems like
Sure, I
he's
like him.
a good sport. But I also think we all relate being in a new Avengers movie. I don't know anyone who would say no to that.
No, I would say yes to that.
But you probably would say yes to a lot of shows. Like what current?
I'd say yes to almost everything. That's what I do.
Something current, like a TV show that's on now or a current movie series. What would you want to be in?
3 words or that's weird. 3 words. Top Chef. Wait. But definitely Top Chef.
Top Chef.
I would love to be
But
involved
Top
in
Chef.
the Top Chef in a big way. And they have guests on every now and again to be guest
Yeah.
judges because there's no that is such high end cooking. There's no way I can even joke and say I could do it, but I could judge.
Absolutely, you could. That'd be really fun.
Yeah, I watched Rob Zombie be a judge on Top Chef,
Mm-hmm.
but he's a vegan and he made all these bitchin' chefs make vegan dishes, so I lost all respect for him. I
And
had
somebody
a lot.
who looks like that and rocks that hard shouldn't be a vegan.
I had a
Yeah,
lot of
right.
respect for him before.
Did you?
Yeah.
Well, you guys listening, what current movie series or TV show would you like to appear in? Call us, let us know. 800-252-1025.
You know, Shaquille O'Neal can do a lot of things, not hit a free throw or act in movies, but he's picking acting in movies. He wants to be an Avenger. I say nay. Sarah says, what TV show, movies, or series would you really like to be in?
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people would want to be in the Avengers movies, and a lot of people want to be in the Star Wars movies, so much so that the princes of England appeared in this most recent Star Wars movie.
Right.
Granted, you don't know it's them because they're dressed as stormtroopers, but so many people want in on these current movie series or TV shows. Like, how cool would it be for, say, me or Tori to be in that new Wonder Woman series? To be one of the Amazons? That'd be badass. So we're
They both have to grow like 1.5 feet. They're Amazons.
Yeah.
Well, that's what they have
Movie making
CGI for.
The makeup on my legs for 9 inches.
Special effects.
Yeah.
What current movie series or TV show would you like to appear in? That is the question we're posing to 800-252-1025. What about you, Bill and Lacey?
Hey, Bill.
Hey, what's up, dude?
How's it going, man?
You know, I've had better days. But
I know.
I'd like to be in the SEAL team.
Oh, that new one.
Badass.
Which one is it? What's it called?
The SEAL team.
It's got David Boreanaz.
Yeah,
in
is that
it.
the name, SEAL Team?
I think so.
Okay, cool. I watched the commercial. You know what? You got to tell you, I'll tell you this. I've worked in a ton of movies and TV shows, and you don't think of most of it as work. And the way I do it, it's not work. It's nothing. You show up, you know your lines. I've watched part of that SEAL Team. If that's going to be work.
Oh,
The
absolutely.
director's going to make your rucksack, which doesn't have to weigh anything. We're really acting. He's going to put bricks in it to make it heavy so you show the real strain and training and stuff. And I don't know, man.
You got to get in shape, right?
Yeah, looks kind of fun, though.
Seems a lot like working. Win.
That doesn't sound a lot like working. That sounds a lot like winning.
Yep, sure does. Nice and easy.
$1,000. KZOK.com. Click on the contest tab for all the details.
We're asking you, what current movie or TV show would you like to appear in at 800-252-1025? Because Shaquille O'Neal says he wants to be in the new Avengers movie. Now, those movies are bugging me a bit, but I don't think I'd say no to an Avengers movie.
You know what I'd go with?
What?
I'd go with one of the new James Bond movies.
Ooh.
They've become so grown up and sophisticated, and they must spend $20 million of their net cost to make that movie on travel.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking everybody probably travels real well and in Maseratis and stuff.
Oh,
a
yeah.
James Bond movie in Rome, Paris, and Poughkeepsie would be awesome.
You're going to be a Bond girl.
Yeah,
in
I'll be
Poughkeepsie.
if you can be an Amazon.
Not quite the level, not quite the level of Bond, but the Fast and the Furious franchise.
Yeah.
Like, driving cool cars, getting paid a bunch of money. They're doing those around the world now, and they're going to make like
No, those are great locations. That's a big deal for locations.
They're going to make probably 11 more of them, so you'll have steady work.
Thank God Vin Diesel's still going to have a job.
Kelly and Quilcene, what current movie or TV series would you like to appear in?
Star Trek: The Next Generation.
That sounds like fun, although I looked up and I saw Quilcene and I thought that was the movie. I said, he's going to be in the Quilcene franchise.
That's where Kelly lives.
Yeah.
Well, that new Star Trek that's on the CBS, what's it called? CBS web platform, whatever it's called, is supposed to be fantastic.
Yeah.
I just haven't watched it yet. Tori, did he steal yours? Is it the Star Trek that you want to be in?
No, I actually I want to be a fly on the wall basically in James Corden's car when he does the karaoke.
Oh, that would be
That's kind of
fun.
cool.
Oh, that
Then
would
you
be
can
cool.
meet
I don't know why you want to be a fly on the wall, though. Why aren't you in the driver's seat or whatever? Sing it.
Well, he
Okay,
drives.
fine.
Oh,
I'll
does he
be-
drive?
I'll be
You
a
want to be
permanent
James
cat.
Corden.
Yeah, exactly. There we go.
But he gets such big
stars.
So I get it. And you know, she'd probably be embarrassed sitting in the back seat, like watching everybody sing.
Oh, if she had $1 for every back seat she's been in.
Oh my gosh, Danny.
I cannot believe that came out of my mouth. Tori. I
know.
apologize from the bottom of my heart. You're a front seat kind of girl if ever there was one.
What current movie series or TV show would you like to appear in? That's the question at 800-252-1025. When you said Fast and Furious, Paul, was that for Danny or for yourself?
Oh, I mean, we could both be in it. Why do you got to limit it? So why can't we both be in it?
You know, when Paul answers, he answers for me.
I'd also like to join the cast of The Big Bang Theory.
No.
Yeah, because if
Wait.
they're gonna pay those guys $1 million a week to not be funny, like I do it for half.
Yeah.
I'm
me too.
unfunny all the time, and they
For
don't pay me
nothing. You're getting
nearly as
robbed.
much.
Well, you guys know my obsession. It's a current TV show, but it's also an old TV show that I would like to appear on. Is The Price is Right.
Oh, yeah. That would be fun.
Game shows are good.
The bummer is that it would just be a one and done if I were a contestant, whereas you guys are going to be on big shows or big movies.
Yeah, no, I'm big shows, absolutely.
You could be one of the models.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Then you get to go in every day.
She's the Amazon and I'm tall. And we're gonna do all, I wanted to make sure I wasn't stealing one, but now, it's been a minute. I'll throw it out there. I would like to be in Game of Thrones.
Oh, yeah.
Now, not because I think it's the greatest show that everybody's addicted to, although I've started to enjoy it a little more, and not like there's a big hole in it since the little guy died. But I would. It's just so many great sets and castles and dragons and horses and chicks that take their pants off. It's like, why would you not be in that movie or show?
And for those of you who aren't caught up with Game of Thrones, Danny's just making that up about the little guy.
No, they take their clothes off. I swear to God. Yeah.
A lot of stars want to be in Game of Thrones. A lot of bands have been on. The guys from Radiohead, some guys from
The Proclaimers.
From who's the guy who looks just like Danny's? If he could be Danny's kid,
Chucky.
Ed Sheeran.
Ed Sheeran
That's
was in
better
it.
than Chucky, really.
A lot of guys from heavy metal bands all want to be on Game of Thrones because you can play like a badass.
Yeah, it'd be really fun.
Let's have the whole show be on that one.
I think that'd be great to be. It's a good one. All right, so apparently I picked a good one. I feel good about my choices.
Brian and Fife, a current movie series or TV show you would like to appear in?
X-Files.
Yeah.
There's something out there. Isn't that their line?
Yeah. That's great. I'm with him. I would love to appear in X-Files. It'd be fun to be a monster.
Can I just tell you right now, I've seen maybe 1 or 2 episodes of the old show, deathly boring.
You are high.
Everybody stands around and thinks about stuff.
To film the
Pontificates.
X-Files would be boring?
Yeah, I mean, now I've not seen a bunch of episodes, so if there's monsters, I never. That's got to be an embarrassing way to act. Could you imagine being in the Jurassic Park movies and you're all pointing at nothing and go,
oh no,
it's a Tyrannosaurus.
Eventually there will be a dinosaur there. Look out.
X-Files just came back for another season. Your boy Dave Duchovny's getting work again.
Who's also aging.
Yeah.
That'll happen.
You know, with them, sometimes,
Every year.
sometimes, to be honest with you, it's unfair. It doesn't seem to happen to guys. They even get better.
Yeah.
It's not happening with Davey.
Aw. Steve in Renton, a current TV series or movie series you'd like to appear in?
Well, it's not a series, but I'd like to be in Hostiles.
Well, let me ask you about that. That's a new movie coming out with Christian Bale. Looks fabulous. And I think he's a huge pain in the ass, and he looks fabulous. But what about that particular movie and the coming attractions makes you say you want to be in it?
I always wanted to live back then.
All right. Well, then you're gonna if you're gonna do a Western just because you want to be in the authentic Western times, Christian
not?
Bale insists on that, so everything would be legitimate.
Oh, I wish we could have been in Deadwood then.
Yeah, all them hookers and gunslingers. Man, sounds like Phoenix.
Alicia in Tacoma, good morning.
Hey, Alicia.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Outlander.
Movie or TV series or original movie?
It's a TV series on Stars, and the sex scenes are.
Yes, they are.
Okay, because I watched the original Highlander. Was that with Sean
Not
Connery?
Highlander, Outlander.
Outlander.
Yeah. That was also in 3 or 4 parts of old and then newer and then super new, right?
Yeah, but Outlander is a current TV show based on a best-selling book series, and there is a lot of sex. Like, makes Game of Thrones look G-rated.
Well, then why am I watching Game of Thrones?
Why aren't you watching Outlander?
I'm going to watch
That's the
Outlander
question.
starting when I get home.
Time, travel, and nudity.
Pretty much.
In Scotland.
In
All right?
Scotland.
Oh, cool. And again, with the Proclaimers. They have to be in everything.
There you
right.
go. Randy calling from Seattle. Hello.
Randy.
Hello.
Turn down your radio, man. Tell me what's up.
Okay. I'd love to be on the show IMC Preacher.
Yeah, I've seen the commercials for Preacher. I've never seen it. It seems like weird and crooked and twisted and bizarre, but I've never seen it. What would you end up playing?
It's way out there.
Well said. That's like a slogan right there. Preacher. It's
out
way
there.
out there.
It looks crazy. I have not watched it yet. It's on the list. But
He's
it's,
like a bad guy dressed up as a preacher and kills a bunch of people, right?
That's what it looks like on the.
That's what it looks like. I've
previews.
never seen it, so you can't tell me spoiler alert because I'm making it up.
Spoiler alert.
Damn you.
Janelle and Enumclaw, what current series or TV show would you like to appear in?
Hi, I would like to be in The Ranch.
Which one's that?
See, too many channels, man.
it's
There's a
on
bunch
Netflix.
of bunch of TV watchers in this room, and none of us know what that is. So, Janelle, please tell us what is The Ranch on Netflix.
Oh, it has Sam Elliott and Deborah Winger.
Oh, now I want to be in it.
Yep, now I want to be in it.
No, I've heard about this one.
Masterson, and they're on a ranch, and it would be fun to be Sam Elliott's love interest.
It would
yeah.
be. It would be.
Even for Danny.
Just that mustache makes me want to go crazy. Although when you say Masterson, do you mean Danny Masterson?
He just got fired.
Yes,
He's
yes.
out. He got fired.
Yeah.
Dave in Federal Way, a current movie series or TV show you'd like to appear in?
Half a day from Guam, guys.
Hey,
up, buddy?
Dave.
Hey, I want to be in Penn and Teller's Fool Us or America's Got Talent so I can do some sleight of hand and magic on there.
Well, I'll tell you right now, don't go on Penn and Teller fooling with the card trick. He's the greatest musician possibly since Houdini.
It's a cool show. Have you
It's
seen
a
it?
very cool. I've seen
Yeah.
it a bunch of times. I think it's a great show. I know some people that have been in. Remember at our Christmas party, I shoved a knitting needle through my arm and bled everywhere?
Yeah.
Somebody had to show me how to do that. And that guy had been on this show and said
Nice.
he said they're brutal. He said he didn't fool them at all. They knew right away. What
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Derek, which show do you want to be on?
There's a new show that just premiered called Undercover High, where they take young adults and you enroll for a semester undercover in a public high school to go on the inside and see what high school is really like nowadays.
No.
Oh, no, it sounds awesome, man. I get to hang out with high schoolers and
No,
party all the time.
I mean, no, you're not allowed to do
You're
it.
going right to jail.
Yeah,
if you think you're gonna do that
how long
show.
before the producers pull me aside and say, hey, you can't do drugs with high schoolers, man. That's not allowed.
Probably before you get the job.
This traffic report is brought to you by CHI Franciscan Health. On I-405 southbound, seeing some heavy delays between Highway 527 and 85th Street, and also seeing some stop-and-go traffic still on I-5 northbound between Mid-Boeing Field and Yesler Way. They help bring thousands of new family members into the Great Pacific Northwest every year with advanced maternity care and a wide range of birthing options tailored just for you. chifranciscan.org/women's. Northwest Healthy. I'm Derek, and that's your look at traffic on 102.5 KZOK.
Hey, if you have got an elderly parent who wants to stay at home, and why shouldn't they? That's what that's what they've gotten used to. You've probably been through the stress of finding good in-home care. Well, listen, I would like to tell you about ServeWell. It's a matchmaking service for senior care in the Puget Sound area. And you think, well, what do they do? Well, the answer is pretty much everything. My mom's 93 years old, lives alone, and she's doing very well. And then about a week ago, she had 3 teeth pulled. Changes everything. Like for you and I, it's a drag. For a 93-year-old, your medicines are different now. What can you eat? What are you going to eat? Who's there to make sure that you're doing the right stuff? You want to go to ServeWell. If you need help finding quality care for your aging parent, you want to go to servewell.com and choose your service, your caregiver, your price. And then at ServeWell, they'll take care of the rest. They're more affordable than home care agencies because they cut out middleman costs that don't directly contribute to delivering care to your loved ones, which I think is a really good deal. ServeWell's leadership, they've been doing this for at least 30 years. It's a long, long time. They're particularly good at it. ServeWell ensures all the caregivers are trustworthy, professional. Watching out for our aging parents can be stressful. Let ServeWell help you get some peace of mind. Go to servewell.com.
This is Tori with your weather report brought to you by Money Tree. It's currently 42 in Seattle under cloudy skies. You're going to get some highs in the upper 40s today with scattered showers coming in this morning and then into the afternoon. At Money Tree, they think cashing your check should be a quick and easy. That's why they've been saying yes for over 30 years. They cash all types of checks, so bring your check into a Money Tree branch and let them say yes to you. Your money in time. Now back to Danny and Sarah on 102.5 KZOK.
Well, more bad news in the news involving eagles. Now, police are still looking for the person who shot and killed an eagle.
Yeah, I'm very mad about that.
That one's in Snohomish, but also in Klickitat County, they have detained 3 teenagers suspected of killing a deer to use as bait to hunt eagles.
What?
They found a loaded rifle, fresh blood, and deer hair. They were able to track it to these kids who had killed a deer in order to try to use that to kill eagles.
And killing a deer is no easy thing, is it?
No.
Well, it was a baby deer, and they were using a high-powered spotlight at night to
freeze them up, right?
Yeah.
Well, that makes it easier.
Terrible. Now, they were not able to find the eagle. One of the boys says he admits to shooting, that he was then looking for that eagle, but they're not entirely sure if he was able to hit an eagle or what happened. But these kids are now in custody. One person was severely burned this morning in an apartment complex near the Challenger Elementary School in Sammamish. Fire crews and medics responded to the scene. This was at the Tanglewood Apartments. About 5:30 this morning, they had gotten reports of smoke and flames at a third-floor unit. One person inside was pulled out with severe burns. They are saying that it looks like the sprinkler system did go off, which helped the fire, but they're still trying to figure out exactly how it happened.
If I ever lived in a high-rise over whatever it needs to have the minimum requires to make this work, say I lived on the 80th floor, would you or would you not have a parachute inside? I mean, I've seen those high-rise fires where it just goes up. There's no way out. What are you going to do? They can't land on the roof. I would always have like 2 parachutes. And then if I had any guests over, I wouldn't tell them. And me and Amy would jump right out the window.
Sheriff's deputies have arrested a Hermiston man who they say stole a deputy's patrol vehicle while handcuffed during an arrest.
He should get set free.
Yeah?
We stole a car while handcuffed with cops
It's
there.
pretty
All right,
impressive, yeah.
Don't do any of this again. Get a job. You're pretty cool.
Right.
The deputy said the 23-year-old suspect stole his vehicle after being arrested on East Pumpkin Center for an unrelated burglary. He was in the back seat of the deputy's patrol car in handcuffs behind his back. The deputy was driving, waiting for the tow truck to pick up the truck that was used in this burglary. The deputy got out of the vehicle to briefly speak with the tow truck driver. The suspect moved his cuffed hands to the
Center and Cowboy Lane.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Are they in Candyland?
They arrived at the scene, chased him. They went to the area of Diagonal Road and then to Shortstop, where they then got him into custody.
What is happening?
What's happening here with this story?
I didn't name these places in Washington. He's in custody.
No, Jelly Bean did.
Yeah, apparently.
You cannot run very fast with handcuffs, but you can go faster with handcuffs in front of you than behind you. But it changes the whole dynamic of running to have handcuffs in
You
front of
sound like somebody who might know
I might
what it's like.
I do, in fact, know.
Amazon is boosting the price of its monthly Prime membership fees for new and existing members by nearly 20%. The online retailer said its annual membership fee of $99 will not change, but new members will pay $12.99 a month, which is up from $10.99, and college students will pay $6.49, which is up from $5.49.
So before you've done anything, you've spent $10?
No, to sign up for 1 month of service, you spend $10.99.
But what is a month? Did you say that? Or did I
30
miss you?
days, sometimes 31, sometimes 28.
But is there a $10 a month versus a $16 a month? Or
It was $10.99, and now it's going up to $12.99.
Yep.
But for one time only.
No, that would be a monthly. So if you choose to pay monthly instead of annually, you're getting even less of a deal.
All right. So when my question is, do they do this monthly? That seems crazy. Does everybody use it enough monthly?
I do a year. You do a year. Paul probably has a year membership.
Yeah.
That seems.
I pay annually, but there are some people who
But
say.
it seems like everything you buy is paying them money. It's another way to gouge you.
Right,
That's
so,
what I say.
So this is something different. This is Amazon Prime. So you get access to their Prime Video, which is like Netflix or something like that. And then you also get special 2-day shipping that you don't have to pay for. Free
Yes, you
2-day
do
shipping.
have to pay for. You just pay it differently.
Well, you have to purchase products.
Right.
They don't.
They're
give
not
you
giving stuff
free
away.
products.
Is what I'm saying. Plus the $10 or yearly fee.
Yes.
You're getting paid. You're charged for everything.
But some people can't do the upfront fee. So I get a bill for $99. I pay that bill. What if you want Amazon but don't want to pay $99?
Yeah, what about
today?
that?
You pay $12.99 a month. You pay monthly, like a gym membership.
I'll tell you, man. We have Amazon, whatever we have, and not one box is for me ever. It's always makeup and stupid stuff and other stupid stuff, and then subtract the stupid stuff and then more stupid stuff. That's what comes to my house. The makeup you put on by airbrush. That's what.
Former, he showed up at his airport, and like he used to do, he marched right on up to that VIP line, and they said, no, no, no.
I think they're being jerks.
Yeah?
Yeah.
He's no longer allowed, though.
I get that, and I didn't know anybody could go through TSA. That seems crazy to me. But to the VIP lounge, he's still a VIP. He's just a different VIP. But everybody's going to know who he is. Everybody's going to hassle him. Everybody's going to say weird stuff to him.
Well, they made him go through the regular TSA line.
Which they should have.
And normally you just go to a special entrance and you get your TSA check there, but it's a special area. Well, he was used to going to that special area, marched right up, and they said, sorry, you are no longer the governor. You're actually not allowed to be in this line. You go over there with the regular folk.
Well, that's what real life is like there, Gov.
And he waddled on over and did that.
Well, it wasn't mean until you said that.
And she added the waddle.
Yeah.
And I was going to let it go.
A Burger King manager's quick thinking call to Las Vegas police brought a disgruntled worker's tirade to an end. This guy worked at Burger King.
Right.
He went into work armed, demanding more hours. He said, give me more hours.
That's his way to get more hours, to walk in with a gun?
Yeah. He said his hours had been reduced to 30 a week. He said, I'm going to shoot the place up if you don't give me some more hours. There were a lot of people in the restaurant, workers, employees, and customers as well. And when police arrived at the scene, thankfully they were able to call the cops super quick. The guy did have a semi-automatic rifle and a machete, 15 bullets, and more.
Wow. Don't give that guy more hours.
No.
No. You can't handle the stress.
He's doing it wrong, right?
Yeah, you totally do it wrong.
A 24-year-old man found himself in trouble after he attempted to purchase food at a Domino's and didn't have the right amount of money.
Okay, in my opinion, you're in trouble the second you want food from Domino's. But no offense.
Well, he ordered a bunch of food, but then when he went to pay, he had a 50, and it was taped together. It had been ripped and then taped together. They said, we can't accept that. And he said, okay, I've got a 20, but that wasn't enough. He then tried to pay with marijuana.
Okay, he had me, and then he lost me. You can't pay with weed.
No.
When police arrived
Although
at the scene,
it's Domino's. Why can't you pay
If
with
Derek
weed?
was working there, he could pay with weed.
Yeah.
Dude, ixnay on the hot pay.
It depends on the driver. I've done it before.
Have you swapped pizzas for pot?
Yeah.
Cool.
And then what? The driver just takes it out of his tips and pays for your pizza?
I mean, he just basically would call me and be like, hey, you want a pizza tonight? And I'd be like, yeah, sure. And then he would just sit around my house and smoke weed while we ate pizza.
There's got to be a way that Derek is not telling you very well. There's got to be a way to do his waste, throw out, burn, whatever it is.
I'm
There's all sorts
assuming
of
it was
scams.
probably a pizza that wasn't picked up.
Yeah, something like that.
But I
I
gotta-
watched this thing about homeless kids around here and their scams to get food, and one was to call up Domino's and order a pizza and just never go. And Domino's real serious about their pizzas being fresh. About an hour later, they just throw it out in the dumpster. Fresh pizza for everybody.
well, in this case, the cops arrived at the scene because you can't legally
Right. No, this guy's in
do
trouble.
that. In his car, they found a scale and $87 in cash. He could have actually paid for it in cash, but he was too high.
There's a chance he was too high. He just didn't know what he was doing. He had the dough.
Yeah.
So I was going to count. So maybe count.
Whatever, dude.
In North Carolina.
Wait, no. How high do you think you would have gotten?
I
Like
get very high.
7, 8?
Oh, like 7.5, man.
In North Carolina, there is an unusual piece of real estate up for sale.
Yeah.
I don't know, Danny, you'd like to play the real estate game.
I do.
Well, you could be the new owner of the world's largest freestanding chest of drawers.
Well, why would I want to do that?
Down the street, there is a bureau that's also quite large, but it's only $235,000, and it's a dresser,
Right.
but it's a house.
Dresser? Didn't even know she was naked.
So this, think of any street. There's a house on one side, there's a house on the other side,
Right.
and then in the middle is a giant chest of drawers.
All right.
You could buy it.
Okay.
It is up for sale now. They said this is very unique. It was built in the 1920s. If you haven't seen it, you can at KZOK.com. But it is the world's largest chest of drawers, and it is now up for sale. 36 feet tall. I'm not sure what you can do with it.
Nothing. It's stupid. Don't buy it.
You always want to buy weird things.
I do. I don't want to buy stuff that there's no use for. What are you going to do with something 35 feet tall? Doesn't fit in your house. Your
What do you-
neighbors
Live
are
in
going to
it.
yell.
You'd be like the old maid in the shoe or whatever that lady was called.
What are you
Yeah.
going to do with a guillotine?
Chop stuff off people. I threatened to cut my cat's paw off
What are you
almost
going to
all
do
the
with a
time.
catapult?
I'm going to shoot rocks at people. What's
are you gonna-
wrong with you guys?
What are you going to do with your thrones?
Sit on it. Them.
Police in Portugal and Spain collaborated to seize hundreds of kilograms of cocaine hidden inside of pineapples. These were in shipping containers, and there were some people watching who was shipping this large amount of pineapples, and together they had a big sting and discovered 745 kilograms of cocaine
Jeez.
hidden inside of pineapples. They looked great.
What then?
The pineapples.
Oh, okay.
They looked super real. Like everything was.
Were they
they real?
actual pineapples or were they fake pineapples?
Well, the way they normally do it is they have fake pineapples in with real pineapples.
I know
yeah.
they did the one with limes, which I
Yep.
found amazing.
Yeah.
Yep. Very, very similar. They looked exactly like fruit. They
And then somebody tried to smell them, and instead of going, "Oh, it's fresh," got just wasted out of their mind, started cleaning their house.
Why don't the cops go to the fake fruit company and say, hey, if anybody orders like 20,000 fake pineapples, can you give us a call?
That's a good
He's
point.
right.
In London, a wolf escaped from its sanctuary. High winds had battered the country, and there was a lockdown, and then a wolf escaped and was wandering the streets of London.
This is an actual werewolf of London.
Yeah.
Not as hairless, Paul.
Now,
I love his song,
I
man.
know you do.
witnesses said that the winds had knocked a fence down. It was a wolf sanctuary. There were actually 10 wolves inside, but it said they said only one of them, named Torak, actually left for a significant period of time. The rest of the werewolves knew where the food was, so they're like,
Right.
yeah, we're just going to kind of hang out here.
By the way, we keep saying werewolves.
Sorry, wolves.
So we're
Is there a
regular
chance?
wolf.
They weren't werewolves.
No, it was a regular wolf.
There's not really a regular wolf. You're walking down the street and you see a wolf. There's nothing regular about that.
Disturbing footage has emerged of a boy. I'm just going to put this out there first. We put a lot of this stuff on our website for you guys to see. When we tell a story, if there's a visual to go along with it, we said go to KZOK.com. Tori posts all that stuff there for you. We did not post this video to YouTube. It is a 12-year-old boy whose dad hired strippers to perform for him.
Kind of good.
Why didn't we
Father of
post
the
it?
year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's in a little bit of trouble.
Although that might be too young. I'm thinking. There's a chance that might be too young.
If they start out as all being the Pink Power Ranger and then they're strippers, then I think it's okay. Like if there's a theme, you know?
Okay, I
if
got
there's
it.
still a
I
kid's
got it.
theme to it, I think you're all right.
At one point, one of the women took his hand and put it up top.
Yeah.
You got to pay extra for that.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Well, which part can't you do?
12-year-old and a woman grabs his hand and puts it on her breast.
Right, so it's two things you can't do so far. You can't be a stripper and a 12-year-old, and you can't put the kid's hand up
No,
your shirt.
you can be a 12-year-old. You're allowed
Not
to
with
be
a stripper,
12-year-old.
I think it's against the law.
Health experts are warning of a little-known sexually transmitted infection that is becoming resistant to antibiotics.
Are you
This-
listening to this?
Who are you talking to?
Derek.
Yeah, I'm listening. I'm here, aren't I? Come on, man. You think I just sit here and I don't pay attention? This is
Yes.
about sexual diseases, I heard.
All right,
Thank
very
you.
nicely done.
Mycoplasma genitalium, Or
Not that.
MG for short.
Where all your genitalia looks like Michael, which I think is weird.
It can cause infertility. In pregnant women, it can cause premature birth, but it's sexually active men and women who are at risk. They said you might not have any symptoms, but you might have some pain when you winky. And that a lot of people have started getting this and they're realizing it's becoming drug resistant.
Right.
So a lot of these, like the chlamydia and the gonorrhea and the...
Is it drug resistant to the drugs the guy that's getting you to have sex with you is handing out? Because everybody's handing out too many weird drugs. You know who wrecked everything for everybody? Bill Cosby.
Bill Cosby.
Bill Cosby.
You just can't give anybody Quaaludes anymore
can't.
in their drink.
Well, that's
You
different.
wrecked it for everyone.
And Benadryl.
Yeah.
These people 11 and have a cold?
Oh, Bill Cosby.
Oh, Bill.
Most people would love a trip to the Grand Canyon.
Yeah.
Meh.
Everybody but Paul. Who went
Paul's
there and
actually
said,
been there.
Yeah.
Meh. But most people think it's pretty spectacular.
Yeah, it's a spectacular hole.
There's something new to it that some people are running to, and others, like myself, are running away from. You can now zip line across the Grand Canyon. Not the entire Grand Canyon.
okay.
'Cause
Yeah.
that would be crazy. But the first one is over 1,000 feet in length.
Is that a long zip line?
Mm-hmm.
Because I've
Yep.
done some that were a couple hundred feet. I don't go out of my way to do them, but I've done some. There's one in like Costa Rica that's
Yeah,
was the
those are
longest
crazy
one in the
long.
world. So I don't know. Is 1,000 feet a long one?
Well, the first is 1,100. The second is 2,100.
That sounds bitchin'.
Speeds are 50 miles an hour.
Pretty
Whoa.
cool.
That's pretty fast.
Yeah.
And what's the height?
I don't know exactly what the height is.
Like, is
More
the-
importantly, what is the height requirement? Can I do it?
It can support 4 people at one time. So a lot of times with the zip lining, it's one person
One
at a
person.
time.
That's the only way I've done it.
Yeah, but Derek and Tori only count as one, so I think
That's
the whole
true.
show can go.
Okay.
Tickets are $89 and they're on sale now. People,
You know, they're
are
doing
gonna do
stuff
it.
because you know what the problem with the Grand Canyon is they keep it in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
And to drive out to it all day. So now there's a glass bridge that
Yeah.
goes out around a
Right.
platform
I'll
so you
pass
can
on
look
that.
down and it's all creepy. Now there's a zip line. Might be a reason to recheck the Grand Canyon, see if it's more than meh.
It's Friday.
I know what that means.
It's time for the Friday Fun Fact. Today, January 19th, is National Popcorn Day.
National Popcorn Day.
Our fun fact is about popcorn. Americans consume 13 billion quarts of popped corn.
You know how I celebrate National Popcorn Day? I sit at home and I do this.
Ew.
We'll try and suck things out of my teeth all day. So
Gross.
annoying.
42 quarts per man, woman, and child. We eat a lot of popcorn.
Yeah.
The world's largest popcorn ball was created by volunteers in Sac City, Iowa, and it weighed 5,000 pounds and stood over 8 feet tall. That's a big ball.
That's a big
Yeah.
ball.
They also have a giant sack in Sac City
Yeah, of
to
course.
fit all this stuff into?
Yeah. Well, as I said, it is Friday. This is your reminder that it is a free concert Friday, and
Free
all day
concert
long,
Friday.
you have got chances to win a pair of tickets to see the Dead and Company June 29th at the Gorge, including very, very soon.
You guys might want to work that out.
This traffic report is brought to you by CHI Franciscan Health in Everett on I-5 northbound. As you approach 75th Street, we have an accident blocking the 3 right lanes, causing some stop-and-go traffic. And also on I-405 northbound between Highway 515 and 44th Street, also going to see some traffic delays there as well. They help bring thousands of new family members into the Great Pacific Northwest every year with advanced maternity care and a wide range of birthing options tailored just for you. CHIFranciscan.com or .org/women's Northwest Healthy. I'm Derek, and that's your look at traffic on 102.5 KZOK.
Hey, congratulations to Dave. He's going to go see Dead and Company. He did that because it's Free Concert Friday. More tickets coming your way all day.
coming out with an album followed by a tour.
Neat. I would see that. I never got a chance to see Dio.
Yeah.
It seems like that would have been fun.
Last year, the Eagles filed suit against Todos Santos Hotel in Baja California, which had been calling themselves Hotel California. Today, we learn the two parties have settled, that the owners of Hotel California Baja LLC have withdrawn their application for a U.S. trademark, which was a point of contention with the band. But according to the Eagles' lawyer, this case has been settled by mutual agreement of the parties.
So what does that mean?
They did not disclose, but that the lawsuit will not go on.
Did they force these guys to change the name?
No.
No. Oh, so they're still Hotel California.
They have been Hotel California since 1950.
You know, it's weird. I've been up and down Baja California a million times. I don't know that I've ever seen it.
1,000 miles south of San Diego.
Yeah,
so
that's where they keep Cabo San Lucas.
Deep down. It might be on the other side, though, which is why you wouldn't have gone. Now, they have had that name since the 1950s. The Hotel California song and album came out, obviously, 20 years later. So they have settled.
Oh, that's weird. Seems like the Eagles don't have any case at all then.
Right. The point of contention, I suppose, was that they wanted to trademark it. So they have agreed not to. We don't know what the settlement financially was, if there was one.
Super weird.
Bad boys.
Bad boys.
What you gonna do?
What you gonna do when they come for you?
Say congratulations.
I don't know that I know any more words to that, so we should probably stop there.
Are there more words?
They say it again.
Is this
When
the
Sheriff
remix?
John Brown comes.
Yeah,
through.
that's right.
That's
When
one.
Sheriff John Brown.
NBC has announced that they've ordered a pilot for a spin-off TV show from the franchise.
I'm not sure that Sheriff John Brown isn't an umbrella name for racist cops. Now that I think about it, like you
No, I
would
think
call
you're right
John
about that,
Brown
yeah.
a thing. Yeah. Well, that's bad now.
Jerry Bruckheimer, who produced the Bad Boys movies, will be working on this. Bad Boys 2, of course, was released. It's another spectacular movie.
It was fun. I'll give it that.
It did gross a lot. But they are going to make it an NBC series.
Cool.
Is Will Smith or Martin Lawrence going to be in it?
It's a spin-off, so it's not meant to have them in it. So the
Boy,
answer
Martin Lawrence
is
just
no.
ruined his career. Like,
Yeah.
you can do a lot of bad stuff and get forgiven. How is it that guy that just could never work again? He was very funny.
Yeah, he was.
He hasn't done anything lately?
Not much. He shows up every now and again places, but, you know, he had a full-blown nervous breakdown while on drugs while wearing a plastic running suit that's making you sweat and passed out in Calabasas. And everybody went, all right, we're done.
Well, you know, sometimes you need to have a couple years go by before you work again.
I'm trying to bring his IMDb page up, but the internet's running real slow today.
Last night brought us another intense episode of The Four Battle for Stardom.
Dun, 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 dun.
It's the new show from iHeartRadio and Fox Television. It was one of the most emotional episodes yet. It was also the first episode where all four were challenged.
Challenge!
Oh, this is a new thing. I like it.
It was pretty awesome. Javia, I think is her name. She's the 16-year-old R&B
yeah.
singer.
Yeah.
She was challenged again, actually won her challenge, and Diddy said that he's picking her to win the whole thing.
Nice.
16-year-old.
They act a little crazy, those judges, especially, who's the producer on the end, big fat dopey looking dude?
DJ Khaled.
DJ Khaled?
Khaled.
So Khaled, he goes, well then I want to see challenge. It looks like a lunatic. And the second he says it, then Diddy goes, yeah, and he looks like a lunatic.
Well, your next chance to watch The Four Battle for Stardom is Thursday night at 8 on Q13 Fox.
Martin Lawrence has not appeared in anything since 2014. He was on a TV show called Partners.
Yeah, it was, with, that might have been with Matthew Perry, and they were lawyers. No, you know who it was?
No,
It was
who?
Frasier.
Frasier, really?
Which was a great idea. These two would never know each other, I believe.
Well, that's only 3 years, technically.
Yeah, but he didn't do much before that either.
Oh.
He said a lot of dirty stuff on Saturday Night Live and got banned.
Let's take a look at sports. Sports brought to you by Bradley Johnson Attorneys. If you're facing a DUI, call 1-800-DUIOA, 1-800-DUIOA. Sunday, the NFL playoffs continue. The Jaguars at Patriots at noon, Vikings at Eagles, 3:40 start time. And the NFL announced a bit of ticket information for the Seahawks' first ever game in London. We now know kickoff is 6 p.m. London time, which means a 10 a.m. start here in the Pacific Northwest.
You know, I
Seahawks.
wanted to go and watch it and fly to London and be all bitching.
Yeah.
Sitting back at your house, turning on the TV at 10 a.m. seems way better, to be honest with you.
So this is the Seahawks-Raiders game on October 14th in England for the first time. And they said that you should register now at Ticketmaster UK if you would like to try to buy those tickets, which will be up for sale later this year.
And Raiders, that's Marshawn Lynch's new team, right?
Yeah.
I always like it when we play him in the sense of, because I think cheating bastard or traitorous bastard. I can't help it. That's what I think when I see him, especially playing against us. So I will watch that one closely.
Now, on Sunday, as we said, the NFL playoffs continue, and the Jacksonville Jaguars are the underdog playing the New England Patriots. And a lot of people have been trying to come up with some ideas of how they can win. How can Jacksonville go into New England and beat the Patriots?
Slice what's-his-face's tires.
Well, some people who are helping to come up with a strategy are some Jacksonville first graders. They have sent them a note.
All of them are 17, so that'll tell you a lot about Jacksonville.
Dear Jags, want to beat the Patriots? Here's how. Advice from your number one fans in Bullis first grade. And then there's all these little drawings and all these little quotes like, you got this, you can do this, and everything's written in crayon.
Oh, it's so cute.
It's super cute. Those kids are going to be so heartbroken.
Yes, they are. Although, I wonder what the odds are. Like, if I put $100 down on the Jaguars, what do I win if I was right? Money.
Money, I guess. More than $100.
Right.
I haven't the faintest idea.
Oh, I wouldn't do it anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Derek's trying to furiously look it up, but the internet's moving slow for him today.
Right now, it is Jacksonville is a 7.5 point underdog. Let me see. The money line would be 46.5.
All right.
So I guess if you bet, that'd be $100. You'd make 46.
Those are
Nope.
not
No,
great odds.
other way around.
Like
It'd be-
146.
If you bet 46, you'd make 100.
Sometimes when I say, you know what I'd like to know, I don't really need to know. I just want to
Math
say.
is not my strong suit, so I'm not a great gambler.
We do know how much you would win in the Money for Nothing contest. $1,000.
Yeah, every time. 16 times a day it's possible.
That's right. KZOK.com to find out more.
There you go. We know from experience, Danny and I, well, and Derek for that matter, Philadelphia fans are pretty outrageous.
Yeah, they are.
They're not known for being nice.
They're not friendly. They're not cute. A lot of people do, like we go boo, boo, boo to the other teams, but that's all we do. These guys aren't clever and they're mean-spirited people.
Well, in Minneapolis, fans are being warned, if you decide to make the trip to Philadelphia to see the game, be aware. There is a warning that you need to know if you are going to this game, be on your best behavior, be on guard, and don't drink too much because they will, and that will make them even more aggressive.
There's the other thing that is surprisingly not on there, maybe you didn't get to it yet, is don't wear your jersey.
Yeah, I mean, most people will anyway.
Yeah, I would. How dare you? But what do you think you can do to me? Phillies, they're not playing. They're not civilized people, in my opinion. They will beat you up.
Yeah, I went to a game in Philly and someone was wearing the opposing jersey and he got shoved into a urinal.
See?
Ooh.
Oh.
Don't wear the opposing jersey.
Yeah. Calm down, kid.
We have passion in Philly. Calm down.
Have you even been to Philly?
Yeah, no, I went to a game in Philadelphia. I just told you that.
I didn't know that the game was in Philly. I thought the game was in the other place, hence the jersey.
But that was the one time in your entire life you've been to Philly, right?
Yeah, I spent like 8 days there. It was fun.
All right. So you're definitely from there.
Oh,
If you spent 8 days.
I'm bleeding green, brother.
I think Philly will take anybody who's willing to say they're from there, right?
Oh, I'm actually from there.
Yeah.
I was born there. I was born in Philadelphia.
Last night, UW was defeated by the Utah Utes 70-62. Their next game is tomorrow against Colorado with the tip-off of 3. WSU was defeated by Colorado last night 82-73. They will play the Utes next on Sunday. Tip-off is at 5. The Thunderbirds take on the Kelowna Rockets at the ShoWare Center in Kent, and that's on Saturday. And then Sunday, the Swift Current Broncos will be playing the Thunderbirds. Woo, it's Friday, and that means.
I know what that. Oh, wait, you're saying what it means.
Wait, it's Friday.
I know what that means.
We've got new movies in theaters.
Oh, yeah, I love this part of the show.
We tell you what's in theaters, and Derek tells you what the reviewers are saying by using Rotten Tomatoes. Den of Thieves is opening up with Gerard Butler, Pablo Schreiber, and 50 Cent. This is a rated R action movie, a gritty Los Angeles crime saga which follows the intersecting and often personally connected lives of an elite unit of the LA Sheriff's Department and the state's most successful bank robbery crew. The outlaws are planning an impossible heist of the Federal Reserve Bank in downtown LA. Den of Thieves. Are they saying Derek or what?
Some dirty thief stole all of the good parts out of this movie. 35% rotten.
Oh, man. Oh, I thought it looked good.
Gerard Butler should be your answer.
12 Strong is opening with a ton of actors, including Chris Hemsworth, Michael Shannon, and William Fichtner.
All right, Chris Hemsworth on horseback. I'm good.
Yeah.
I don't need any more.
12 Strong is set in the harrowing days following 9/11, when an elite U.S. Special Forces unit are chosen to be the first U.S. soldier sent into Afghanistan for an extremely dangerous mission. Leaving their families behind, they are dropped into the rugged landscape of northern Afghanistan, where they must convince their general to join forces with their adversary, the Taliban. What are the reviewers saying about 12 Strong?
We love the military, but this movie misses the mark. 54% rotten.
It should get 75 just because that guy's on a horse.
Yeah.
Take his shirt off, 82.
Also opening Forever My Girl. This is a PG movie, drama, romance, music. It tells the story of a country music superfan who left his bride at the altar, choosing fame and fortune instead.
What an ass.
But he never gets over her.
Oh.
And he goes back to his hometown, faced with the consequences of all he left behind. Forever My Girl, what are the reviewers saying? Derek?
Call Rick Jones and divorce this girl. 12% rotten.
That's bad, man.
Ooh. We have got an action animated adventure movie that stars Kate Winslet and Jim Broadbent. This is a PG movie called Mary and the Witch's Flower. Now, the director is an Academy Award winner, and it's the story of a young girl stuck. Or am I on drugs? Mary
like it.
and the Witch's Flower. What are the reviewers saying?
This witch's flower smells amazing. 87% fresh.
Wow, you totally surprised me on that one.
All right, if you want to see the trailers for any of these movies, they're on our website now, KZOK.com. Some of these movies look great, and some of them are not getting great reviews, but maybe you want to go see them anyway. Rotten. We've got more concert tickets to give away today, right?
All day long, man. It's
Free
like there's
concert
so much.
Friday.
There's money 16 times a day. A G-Note 16 times a day. There's free concert Fridays.
The Dead and Company
There's Dead
at
and
the
Company.
Gorge,
It's a lot
free
of
concert
stuff
Friday.
going on.
Nice.
Yeah,
Well,
big-
you know who's coming in to take over?
I do, and I would love to see this person naked. Oh, Steve Slayton's not coming in today? It's Connie Cole, you say? Well, I'm sure she's a nice girl, too. I love me some Connie Cole, and she is coming up next, and she's going to play some classic rock, because that's just the way she rolls. We'll get out of her way. Have a great weekend. Bye.
In Everett on I-5 northbound as you approach 75th Street, there is going to be some slow traffic due to an earlier accident that has been cleared. And on the I-5 express lane southbound as you approach Mercer Street, we currently have an accident that is blocking the right lane. This traffic report is brought to you by CHI Franciscan. CHI Franciscan helps bring thousands of new family members into the Great Pacific Northwest every year with advanced maternity care and a wide range of birthing options tailored just for you. CHIFranciscan.org/women's Northwest Healthy. I'm Derek, and that's your look at traffic on 102.5 KZOK.
This is Tori with your weather report brought to you by CHI Franciscan Health. We'll be getting highs in the mid to upper 40s today, and it is currently 43 degrees in Seattle under cloudy skies. We'll also be getting some scattered showers into the afternoon and evening. They help bring thousands of new family members into the great Pacific Northwest every year with advanced maternity care and a wide range of birthing options tailored just for you. chifranciscan.org/women's Northwest Healthy. Now to KZOK 102.5.